as we go to pit road for late breaking stories, beginning with Vince Welch.
Well, Mike, we're going to talk a lot about it today, and Joey Logano, in fact, told me it was going to be the key to the race today, and that is tire wear. Only 4 sets of tires laying here for the 22, the team that won last week. Can they go back-to-back for the second time in his career? Logano said he should know within the first 20 laps. How are the tires adjusting to his setup? That will determine whether or not it's going to be a points day or a day in which they may sip that wine in victory lane at the end. J.B. Little?
Well, Vince, one guy who has been in the headlines all week long is Ross Chastain in the one after getting into Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott. Well, I asked him, what's the fallout? What has happened since? He said, I talked to both of them, and I know where I stand. So something could happen, a payback down the road. But as far as today, he feels like he is a top 5 car. Remember last time we were on a road course? He went to victory lane. And that watermelon man, he smashed a watermelon. Feels like he could get it done here at Sonoma. Mike?
Thanks, Jamie. Speaking of victory lane, win and you're in has continued throughout the run of stage racing and playoff racing in NASCAR. Now, if we have more than 16 winners, well, somebody's going to be out that's won. But here's how they stand so far in the playoffs. 4 drivers with 2 wins each. And here are the drivers trying to get in on points, and you see that cut line and how close it is. And look at the talent below the cut line. And once you get down past about 18th position, you almost have to win a race to get in the playoffs at this point.
Yeah, and that's the pressure of this series, but it's also changed the game. Stage racing and the playoffs have changed how we race. We used to think from race 1 to the end of the season, you did everything you could to accumulate points. Now with stage racing and with win and you're in, now you take chances. You get crew chiefs that think outside the box. Their strategies are outside the box. The drivers race a little bit outside the box and be a little more aggressive when they need to. So this has changed the game, and with 11 guys already locked in and 5 spots available, it is going to get tougher and tougher each week from here on out.
And folks, we'll just keep saying win and you're in until somebody wins and they're out. It hasn't happened yet. Look at this race course. Look at this filled parking lots and hillsides, and look at the elevation change here at Sonoma. The difference between turn 11 and turn 3A, that is 160 feet of elevation change here. Not like COTA, where you just go 130 feet straight up the front straightaway in Austin, Texas. You're up, you're down, you're pretty much all around.
And that's what makes this track so much fun. The elevation changes how you drive it. There's a bunch of blind off-camber corners that you have to navigate. You've got a big, long, sweeping uphill section into turn 2 at the start. Just a lot of things that make you have to be in a rhythm at this racetrack.
Larry, let's take a look at today's race analysis.
Yeah, again, we're going to go 110 laps here. That's 219 miles. Look at the stages closely. Stage 1, 25, then 30, and then 55 laps in that final stage. Pit road speed, easy to get busted here, 40 miles per hour.
I didn't do anything.
Window, 42 to 44 laps. It's all about the strategy in that final stage.
Right, yes.
Several cars going to the rear. Christopher Bell changed a steering rack. A.J. Allmendinger had to work on the exhaust. Eric Jones, they did some steering rack work, and Cody Ware failed inspection several times and will have to do a drive-through after the green flag. Yesterday, the temperature was in the 90s. Friday, it was near 100 degrees. And look at today, a high overcast, no real threat of rain, but it's brought the ambient down to the low 70s and the track temp to 91. Perfect wine weather.
Yesterday, the drivers were saying, where am I going to find some grip? The weatherman gave it to us today.
Yeah, that's a free change that you get, but unfortunately, everybody gets the same change.
The Goldfish Casino slots camera on board A.J. Allmendinger's number 16 for Kaulig Racing. The Joe Gibbs Toyota of Martin Truex Jr. will carry our Toyota onboard cameras. Rookie Austin Cindric, with a lot of road race experience, has the Ford onboard camera in his Penske Mustang. Ally with Alex Bowman and the Ally camera on board the number 48, starting 19. The Monster Energy cameras ride with Kurt Busch. Rolling off from row 6. And Daniel Daniel Suarez starting 8th with the Coca-Cola on board for Team Trackhouse. His teammate, Ross Chastain, has the Tootsie's camera starting 7th. Chris Buescher starting 3rd. Here's his team.
All right, guys, got a nice, fast car here today. Before they give it, got a good starting spot. Let's keep it up front all day and come home with a win. Yep. Be smart about it. We'll work hard all day. We'll go get us one.
Chip Childress driving the pace car, put the turn signal on to take that 300-plus horsepower Toyota Camry TRD to pit road. And they will come out of that hairpin turn 11 around the left-hand kink of turn 12 and address themselves to the start line. 25 laps for stage 1 of 3 stages. And here they come. We're underway in Sonoma.
Still right.
Tony, we wasn't sure about where Kyle Larson chose because that put him on the outside of turn 2, but I think there may have been a little bit of a plan there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously getting to turn 2 can be a tricky spot, and like you mentioned, you're on the inside in turn 1, but that puts you on the outside for turn 2, so having 2 teammates on the front row, that allowed them to work together and get in line.
Turn 7 and now into the S's. Leader heading for turn 10, fastest corner on the course. And now the straightaway, headed for Dive Bomb City, turn 11.
Yeah, they go from the fastest corner, turn 10, to the slowest corner, the opposite of a Martinsville, 3 and 4 right there, going the opposite direction, slowest part of the racetrack.
Tyler Reddick tried the outside on Daniel Suarez, nothing there on lap 1.
Hear that ticking sound, that's actually the chassis that's hitting the ground. Talked to some drivers yesterday, if it hits too hard, it unloads the car and makes it unstable, so they'll have to watch that early and run when the tire pressures are low.
Yeah, these cars have about 5 rub blocks. They're a half-inch thick that's underneath the chassis, and that's what will start bottoming out.
This is turn 4A. Turn 4 is not used.
Yeah,
That
so
will lead to the
beginning
carousel.
the off
4A
season,
leads across
when
to
you
turn
come
7.
back to Sonoma,
Back to the
you're
S's.
back driving on the chute again.
Reddick 6th place with Cole Custer.
Tony, I think Cole Custer in that 41 car, he kind of surprised himself in qualifying yesterday.
He did. He actually told us when he got out of the car that he thought he had ran a lap that probably would have put him about 30th and ended up 6th. So it shows how good a lap it actually was from the standpoint that when it feels slow, a lot of times it's fast.
Uh-oh, here we go. 3 wide coming down toward 11. I think it's sorted out. Some of them do, let's say. One truck yesterday took one of those piles of tires and sent it all the way across the corner, trying to cut the corner tight.
I'd say knowing the group that we have out here today, I'd say there's a very good possibility we could see tires flying across the racetrack again.
Chase Elliott, his numbers on road courses, they are absolutely off the chart. But this is one place, he did finish second to Kyle Larson a year ago, but it's one place he's still trying to kind of find himself.
And it surprises me. He's such a good road course racer. I mean, I think hands down, even though Martin Truex and Kyle Larson have had success here recently, Chase is one of those drivers that just has a good feel and a good read on the road courses. When the conditions change, he's able to adapt to them. He's just so solid. But he waits. He's not one of those guys that has to get the lead on lap 2 or lap 3. He's a guy that waits till it really counts and time for the money to be on the line.
Fitz Welch?
Well, with those 7 road course wins, as you guys were talking about, Chase Elliott undeniably has those strong road racing skills, but he points back to a test at Watkins Glen in 2017 that turned it all around for this team. They learned something that day that lent itself to a style that perfectly matched his skill set, a setup that perfectly matched his skill set. He said without that test and what they learned that day, he wouldn't have those 7 road course wins.
Wow. Now here's A.J. Allmendinger, had to start in the rear due to unapproved adjustments. And he's picked up 3 spots so far, working on Ty Dillon. Here's the second toughest corner on the course because, look, you can't see the exit. When you hit that apex and you put the throttle down, you don't really end up, do you, knowing if you're going to end up on the pavement at the exit of the corner or on the dirt?
No, it gets a little easier as the race goes on and you get in a rhythm, but early in the race and early in practice sessions, it is blind and it is very, very hard. You hope you get it pointed the right direction, but you're already on the gas before you actually see where you're going to end up.
Christopher Bell up 5 spots, the biggest mover in the race, forward that is, replaced a steering rack after qualifying and had to start in the rear.
And you know, as far as the Joe Gibbs Toyota drivers, Christopher Bell, he may be the quickest each and every week. And finally now the execution is there and the finishes are matching their performance.
Martin Truex had a lot of road course success. Now there's a lane open under Bubba Wallace, but Bubba closes that door after Bell goes by. Tell me those aren't raindrops on the screen of our rooftop camera.
It's wet dirt, Mike.
Okay. 4 laps complete in Sonoma. Pole sitter Kyle Larson with Chase Elliott keeping close tabs on the leader.
My A1C stayed here. It needed to be here.
Ruby's A1C is down with Rybelsus.
My A1C wasn't at goal. Now I'm down with Rybelsus.
Mom's A1C is down with Rybelsus.
A1C down with Rybelsus. In a clinical study, once daily Rybelsus significantly lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill. Rybelsus isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rybelsus if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rybelsus and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rybelsus with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
A1C down. Ask your healthcare provider about Rybelsus today.
What happens when performance meets power? You try crazy things because you're crazy and you like it. You get bigger, fatter, faster. You can never have too much of a good thing. And power is a very good thing.
Here's my dip.
Yes, sweet! Did you bring your 7-layer dip?
Yeah, but it's just 7 layers of beans.
Resourceful. Or did you invite all your friends to watch your favorite team?
They're losing, but that's okay.
So sweet, so unique. Baby, there's nothing better. I bet you probably done something that deserves a Dr. Pepper. Did you pretend to like sports or your girlfriend's dad would like you better?
What? No, I love sports.
Me too.
Everyone's done something that deserves a Dr. It's what you deserve.
It's still the eFresh refresh, and now Subway's refreshing their Italians. Like the new Supreme Meat, topped high with new Italian-style capicola. That's one handsome Italian.
Thanks.
Not you, Garoppolo. Subway keeps refreshing and refreshing and refreshing.
Hitting the road? Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than Verizon. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Your shipping manager left to find themselves, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
6 laps complete. Chevy's 1-2. Look at these Fords 3 and 4 right close together. Here are your Ford track backs for today. That's a little too close. Ford has won 4 races. Austin Cindric, Chase Briscoe, and 2 for Joey Logano. They also won the Clash at the Coliseum and the All-Star race. Ryan Blaney. 3rd and 4th place, Chris Buescher has just kind of nibbled away at whatever gap Michael McDowell had, so that now there is no more gap, 3rd to 4th.
You know, Michael McDowell in that 34 car, I talked to his crew chief, Blake Harris, yesterday, and he said they spent 3 weeks working on the simulator preparing for Sonoma because they know a road course or super speedway, it's their best opportunity.
And Chris is, or not Chris, but McDowell is a very, very good road course racer, has been for years. This is a great opportunity, and the work that they did leading into Sonoma this weekend showed the very first lap they were on track yesterday. He had a sizable margin on the field.
Looking at turn 4A, there is Brad Keselowski. He's up 4 spots since the start. One of the biggest movers. Christopher Bell up 8. Eric Jones, William Byron, A.J. Allmendinger up 5, and then Brad up 4 spots from where he started.
Mike, you talked about the points before the green flag. Brad Keselowski, he's 179 points below the cut line. Even with 11 races to go, he's going to have to win to get in.
5th place, Daniel Suarez. Jamie.
Yeah, he's moved up 3 spots already, Mike. And, you know, yesterday in the Truck Series race, Carson Hocevar had that broken right leg. He had to get out of the truck at the end of stage 1. So Daniel Suarez jumped in. He was 2 laps down, came back to finish 6th. And I asked him about that performance and how it could help today. He said the car and the truck are so different, but lap times here help. He said getting in that rhythm help, and it's showing already early in this race.
Having a great drive. In 5th place. Now, how about his Trackhouse teammate, Ross Chastain, who had that big dust-up with Denny Hamlin last week? Well, look who's nose to tail. Tony, you can't make this stuff up.
No, and anytime there's rivalries, it's like having 2 magnets on each car. I mean, it just draws them together, and they never get away from each other.
If I put my field surgeon hat on right now, the crew chief of Ross Chastain, let's just ride here for a little bit.
Well, I think Denny started behind him, so at some point Denny has got around him, and I think Ross is probably thankful that he's still rolling right now.
Now, we could keep a camera all day on this pair, but you really expect retaliation today?
Well, I used to deal with it different than a lot of guys, and I know Denny said he's going to wait till it matters, and that would be the playoffs, obviously. I didn't want to wait that long. Everybody thinks I liked being upset with other drivers. I didn't like it at all. Hated it because I like the guys I raced with. I respected them, but what you want to teach them is how to be respectful on the racetrack and how the etiquette works, and that's the things that Rusty Wallace and Dale Sr. and Bobby Labonte, Mark Martin, Jeff Gordon, a lot of great drivers taught me when I started, and this will happen in this scenario too. He will get coached by a lot of his fellow drivers, and Ross will learn, and he'll figure it out.
But I really like what I saw there at turn 11 because Denny Hamlin saw Chastain coming to the inside, went way wide in the corner, gave him all kinds of room, so no issue here.
And we're on lap 10 of 110. Right. There's nothing to be gained at this point. That one spot's not going to make or break you. It's about just being smart at this point.
But you know, Tony, you mentioned lap 10. This is normally at Sonoma when issues with the race cars, they start rearing their head. If it starts getting real loose, exit or won't turn getting in the corner now that we've got this many laps.
Well, and just in the first 10 laps here, from lap 5 with Kyle Larson, the leader, he was running 18.4. At lap 10, he's running 19.5.
Bubba Wallace.
Boom, Bubba Wallace.
Just get off over there and stop. Get out.
And that will put us under the first caution of the day at turn 4A on lap 10. Now, back to this in a moment, but Kyle Busch had gotten right there. Now, Bubba downshifting for turn 4A, coming down the hill. That's when that one went loose. But here's Kyle Busch and company.
I'm on ice. Ice. Everywhere. Turn 7 is the worst. 10-4.
Did you say ice?
Yes, he did.
That's his way of saying no grip.
Thinking it's not that cold.
Yeah, I was like, man, it was really cold when we got here this morning, but not that cold.
That's a tough break for Bubba Wallace. We're going to ride with Martin Truex. Oh, it's already gone going up the hill. Now, Tony, you tested in these cars at Bowman Gray Stadium, and I know you...
Look at the fluid out of the exhaust pipes there.
I know you probably didn't do a lot of shifting there, but it's not possible to miss a shift with this gearbox, is it?
No, it's really not. You're not using the clutch when you're shifting. You're just getting out of the gas for a split second, pulling the handle. That indexes the gear, and you go on. But it's, I think with all the downshifts here, I mean, who knows in practice yesterday if he had any issues, if there was a part where he did an over rev on a downshift, for example. So it's not likely to see a motor expire this early in the run, is it, Larry?
So we keep talking about the 5-speed sequential shifter, unlike the 4-speed from last year. So let's go to our Ford Performance Cutaway car, and let's kind of show you the sequential shifter. Now, again, it's still on the floor on the right side of the driver. It's not like it's paddle shifted. But to shift it, it's not the H pattern. You just keep pulling it back. From second to third to fourth to fifth, there's a mechanism back there that hooks it into the gearbox. There's no transmission. You have a gearbox and you have a transaxle, which is a lot like most other series of racing has today.
Well, looking at the fluids coming out of that pipe, it'd be like Kenny Strader used to say. One of them big important parts must have broke.
Yeah, that's one of those that it will not fix itself.
I worked for an engine builder that one time said, can we just say it was an oil pan failure?
When a rod comes out the oil pan, it fails. Understood.
Yeah, I don't see any takers here. So what they're doing, they're trying to get off sequence here. They see how good that 5 car is because we're going to go back racing here probably in about 2 or 3 laps. I do expect about 10 laps later, Jamie Little to see other leaders in for pit stops.
Yeah, Kyle Busch in the 18 said this car feels nothing like it did yesterday. There's no turn, no drive off. Feels like he's on ice. He's not sure what's going on with it, but he wants to come in here. They're going to fuel him up, make an adjustment to help get that security back in that 18.
A.J. Allmendinger also in. Well, now the last laps that Kyle Busch turned here were in the truck race turning into Victory Lane yesterday, so that would have been a whole different field. Bubba Wallace, who came into Sonoma 96 points below the cut line, is the first car out of the race, bringing out the caution at lap 10.
Welcome to the future. Some assembly required. But if there's one thing this country has always embraced, it's a challenge. And after almost 120 years of building for those challenges, we're taking the vehicles you know by name and making them electric by revolutionizing the way they're built and where they're assembled, not for the few, but for the many.
I've travelled all over the country talking about saving with Geico, but that's the important bit, isn't it? Showing up, saying, hello, fancy a nice chat. And then we talk like 2 old friends about sticky buns and all the savings you could get by bundling your home and car insurance. But here's the real secret. Eye contact. Do you feel that? We just had a moment. Who'd have thought it?
Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too, by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Oral treatments can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms first appear. If you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they're mild, don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
Whenever you crack open a Busch Light, the mountain starts singing.
It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you.
What is going on?
Hit it, Giant Kenny G.
So smooth.
Head for the mountains of Bush Light Beer.
Think Mom's calling 911? Nope. She's switching her choice cashback category to Diner, so she earns more on our backup plan. Delivery.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
When you use the app to get free medium fries and drink with your quarter pounder with cheese, be sure to save some fries for after, because the ketchup that falls from the QPC just hits different.
Dads are special. Fun. Inspiring. Always there for you. So make Father's Day extra special with gifts he'll love from WeatherTech. Floor liners, cargo liner, seat protector, sunshade, ready-to-wash system, and cup phone. Or our newest product, the golf cart mat. Order these American-made gifts or gift card at WeatherTech.com. Have a very happy Father's Day.
Always our favorite trip of the year. Wine Country, Sonoma, fittingly the final race for Fox NASCAR for this season, and a great place to be. Wine Country in Sonoma. So A.J. Allmendinger's pit stop was due to a power steering pump failure. Tony, how's that going to make that car very difficult to drive?
It's going to make it very difficult for him just physically to drive it. I mean, I know somebody that probably the only guy I know that could get away with it is retired now, and that's Ryan Newman. He actually drove a race without the power steering, and it is incredibly hard to steer these cars without power like that.
Well, so why, other than overcoming that pump that's still hooked up there?
The caster in the cars, when you turn the wheel, it actually pulls the inside of the wheel down into the track, so you're physically picking up the inside corner. So it's just a physically overpower picking up the chassis and making that tire turn on top of the speeds and loads and the grip in the tire. It makes it extremely hard without power steering.
So at the back half of the field are 11 cars that stop. Look at that right side of your screen, that brand new Turn 11 viewing area and show place. That whole new building just completed. And the other night played host to the West Coast Stock Car Hall of Fame induction. Here they come out of 11, that little kink of turn 12, and then they'll face the flag for the restart. Outside trying to sneak up next to McDowell into 3. He's there. Nope, not all the way to 3A, though.
On the wrong side of that road there.
Yeah, Chris Buescher in that 17, he took advantage of that restart. He took that third position away from McDowell in the 34.
Bumper, you're clear.
Now, during the caution flag, of course, you have 5 gears. You've got a lot of choices here. Here's Ross Chastain and company.
You're running a lower gear, more RPM. Group 4 is 7 than what the 5 is. What about the 99 gear selection? Am I the same as them or up or down a gear? You're down a gear compared to him as well.
And just for the record, how they know that is they have that SMT data. They can see their data plus their teammates plus everybody else in the field as far as RPM, throttle, brake, steering, things of that nature.
Ryan Blaney on the outside, trying to take a spot going into turn 11 and almost loses the nose.
And to your point there, I mean, that's the great thing. If somebody's really making time, the crew chief on the pit box can pull that data up. They can compare everything from throttle trace, brake trace, gear selection, all of that. So it's free data that they have during the race that 5, 6, 7 years ago, we never had that.
Chase Briscoe held off Blaney into turn 11 last time. There's a little curb hop going on, coming out of 3A. down the hill to 4.
You know, Mike, watching Ryan Blaney in that 12 car in a Ford, the last time a Ford won on a road course, you've got to go all the way back to his win at the Charlotte Roval in the fall of 2018.
That wasn't just the curb. That's widening the track.
And that's a spot that you don't see a lot of moves made right there, but
well, he had his hands full right there talking about Ryan Blaney.
Jamie?
Well, about 10 minutes ago, Blaney had radio to his crew. He's like, I can't go anywhere in dirty air. It's not bad. It's just tighter than it was yesterday. So he's trying to make hay, as you saw him side by side with Joey Hand. And I asked Blaney about his prowess on a road course. What do you think? How do you rate yourself? He said, I give myself a solid B, B minus. I'm okay, but not great.
Okay. '15th place, Kevin Harvick just ahead of Alex Bowman here. And Eric Jones is off course.
Get it going. Still no one coming as he can fire it.
Running 20th. And that is at turn 2.
He was one of those drivers had to start at the rear of the field because of unapproved adjustments.
we saw him coming up the hill there out on turn 1. He was very, very far to the outside, very wide. Wonder if he just picked up a bunch of debris on the tires, and when he got there, he just didn't have the grip. Didn't have time to get the tire cleaned off first. He got dirtier when he got him in the dirt, too.
Yes. Jones continues without incident. And here's what was said.
No, nobody touched it. He just went around.
Jamie?
Well, and to add to that, Mike, he just hasn't been happy with this car. He said it has no drive, no turn, just not happy with it. And as you heard him there, has no idea how he spun.
I think Tony nailed it. When you get off groove here, especially when these cars are mostly single file, what's going to be out there to the side? All those little marbles that come off the tires.
We saw
if they get on yours, there's no grip.
Yeah, and on lap 1 on the start, we saw a lot of dust there. I don't know if they had problems during the truck race yesterday that they had to put oil dry down, but it was pretty dirty on the outside of that truck, on the outside of that corner anyway. So it does. There's marbles that just continuously build up. You can see them there.
16 laps complete. Kyle Larson, a second and a half up on Chase Elliott and Chris Buescher, as we'll take you box side by side.
The city famous for its music is quiet now, but it's about to be overwhelmed by the symphony of speed. Nashville Superspeedway will be rocking from the pit to the grandstand. June 24th through 26th, the Ally 400 NASCAR Cup Series race weekend brings a mix of incredible racing and live entertainment. Tickets are going fast, so visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com today and join the full throttle fun.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably served and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Introducing the new 3-for-1 bundle, only from Xfinity. It's unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile, all for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka! Not only do you get fast speed, but you get unlimited data, Wi-Fi equipment, and a free Flex 4K streaming box included, all with a 2-year rate guarantee and no term contract. That's the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. It's a whole new way to save with Xfinity. Switch today.
When you hear best-in-class range or best-in-class fuel economy, you may be thinking of really tiny cars. And you'd be really, really wrong. The Ram 1500. exceeding expectations. Again. No wonder more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Every dollar counts these days, so take advantage of this great offer during the Ram Make the Switch event.
Wednesday on FS1, it's time for two of the NL's best to collide. Christian Yelich leads the Brewers.
A monster shot!
Against the Mets and their 1-2 punch of Alonso and Lindor. Wednesday at 6 Eastern on FS1.
In NASCAR, the journey begins with one simple start. Turn, bump, win, and celebration. I am the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. I am NASCAR.
The Hendrick Camaro twins, Kyle Larson and Chase Elliott, 2 seconds apart, keeping close tabs on one another. They, of course, did not stop at the caution. Now here's Chris Buescher right up against Elliott. This is for second place with Michael McDowell in fourth, Tyler Reddick fifth. The first of the cars that stopped and took tires is Kyle Busch back in 18th place. He has gained 10 spots since that pit stop.
And it definitely looks like the 9-car Hanlon is going away, that we're closing in on 20 laps here. You can see it, Tony. Looks like it's a little bit tail happy.
Yeah, going into 11 there, you saw him on heavy braking there. Right as you start turning, you're asking the tire to do 2 things. You're asking it to slow the car down, plus it has to have the lateral grip at the same time, so you're asking it to double up on the load.
Chastain gets by his teammate Suarez. That's for 6th place. Bubba Wallace, first car out of the race. Here's Vince.
Well, the hits just keep on coming on this 23 camp. Another bad break, the motor letting go for Bubba Wallace. And how do you put all this in perspective? What's happening to you guys this season?
Off weekend. That's what we need to reset. I guess the mustache needs to come off. Man, I was really just biding our time and was doing less shifting than I was in practice, just trying to conserve some tire, and never had an over rev, never went the wrong way, and she just blew. So I hate it for our team, hate it for all of our partners. You know, we deserve to be, you know, finishing a lot better than what we have been these last few months. And like you said, the hits keep coming, but, you know, we got to bounce back. There's nothing like some good adversity to fight through to get our way back to where we need to be. But, man, it's just a bummer. TRD's the best. We'll figure it out. We're all scratching our heads trying to figure everything out, but just an unfortunate end to our day.
Thanks, Bubba.
Thanks, Vince. His teammate Kurt Busch in an uncharacteristic 28th place as we watch the race for 10th.
Well, we've been seeing this over the last 10 laps as well. The Hamlin starting to go away on that 11 car. Denny Hamlin keeps losing spots.
And I don't think anybody really had enough time in practice yesterday to understand exactly what they're going to be fighting. I mean, the cars feel great. When you put 4 fresh tires on them, they feel really good. Lap 15, lap 20 is when you start really seeing what your balance is and what you're going to be fighting the rest of the day.
Yeah, the longest run they were able to get that 20-minute practice was about 12 or 13 laps.
I'm into 4 more this stage.
That was 7th place. Kyle Larson on cruise control, Jamie.
And as crew chief Cliff Daniels nailed the weather for today. He made some adjustments yesterday between practice and qualifying, and Larson told him, you guys did great. This car is awesome. He feels like his teammate Chase Elliott in the 9. The only place he's beating him is in turn 10. Everywhere else they feel like they are lights out. So bad news for the competition right now.
Chase Elliott has his hands full with Chris Buescher.
Well, we will be coming to 3 laps to go in this stage the next time Kyle Larson comes by. Now, they're going to close pit road once the leader crosses the start-finish line with 2 to go. But if you're back 13 seconds or more behind the leader, you can't bank on that leader that he's going to pit before the stage ends. So this opens the window, this lap right here, for anybody that's further back than 13 seconds to hit pit road.
Chris Buescher sidelined last week with COVID, back this week, and what do they say about a bad cold? Sweat it out? Man, that's what he's doing.
That's exactly the best way to do it.
This is coming out of turn 4A, down the chute to turn 7.
They're learning that they're racing on the
Something
chute
that
again.
wouldn't have happened last year with the carousel part of the course in use. But Elliott took a very wide line through there, gave Buescher all kinds of room. And here they all come. Well, not all, but here a lot of them come to pit road before stage one ends.
Well, they had to come now, Mike, because they don't know that Kyle Larson's not going to try to win this stage.
Vince?
Now the 9 of Kyle Larson, or the 9 of Chase Elliott is coming in. Also the 4 of Kevin Harvick. You saw Harvick just getting tires and fuel. The 11 of Denny Hamlin in as well with tires. Boy, these guys could not wait to get these fresh tires on, looking for a little more grip.
Larry, I think Kyle Larson may be on the same plan as last year, something we thought couldn't be done, win both stages and win the race.
Talked to a lot of crew chiefs this week, and they said it might be doable to try to win the first stage. You could be against the edge trying to win both stages and the race.
Briscoe and Bowman going at it side by side here.
That's all off of pit road, and it just shows because the tires are cold. And normally on an oval, we want cold tires, but here you have to get the tires cut in and scrubbed in to get the grip.
Long stop for Christopher Bell in 20. This has been one of their Achilles heel a lot this year on pit road.
So Buescher is in, so is Elliott and McDowell.
Mike, Cliff Daniels, Kyle Larson, they're doing the same thing they did a year ago. They're going to win this stage. He did not pit, and pit road is closed now.
Pit road closes with 2 laps to go at the end of each stage. So that means Larson will have to make and wait and make his pit stop under caution at the stage break. Now we saw a bit of contact between Blaney and Hamlin. Coming out of 4A here into 7.
I think Denny just locked the left fronts up, or the fronts up a little bit and just got him off. Ryan gave him room, and Denny didn't mean to do that. There it is, just locks the right front tire up. As soon as you do that, you got 1 tire turning the car, not 2. So, and then the other 4 tires on the outside made it turn a lot better as well.
8 wheels usually corner better than 4, right?
Exactly.
Larson at turn 11 with 1 to go in stage 1. So the cars that did not pit include Larson,
1-4 right here to stage 1-4.
Logano, Harrison Burton, Kurt Busch, Ricky Stenhouse, and Eric Jones. Jamie.
Cliff Daniels told Kyle Larson, all right, we can win this stage. It's going to be tough to win the next one, but we're going to stay the course. Let's stick with our plan. So Larry Mack, you were right. They want to duplicate last year.
Well, and my biggest concern is, by my calculations, when we cycle through after the stage and pit stops, he's going to start well outside the top 20.
Now, last year it was possible because we ran the carousel. The course was a half mile longer than it is this year, trying to win both stages and the race.
And he may have added to the fact that he had a car that was about a 1/2 to 3/4 of a second faster than anybody else's.
That always gives you confidence to do things that are a little bit outside the box, and things that we're sitting here in the booth going, why did he not take advantage and keep his track position, stay out of trouble to get back there in 20th or beyond that? Now you're putting yourself in a spot that you don't necessarily want to be in, but that shows you how valuable these stage points are when it comes to the playoffs.
Well, to show you how jumbled up things are, Ricky Stenhouse and Cody Ware back there in position to get some stage points here at the end of stage 1. And Cody Ware started the race last due to inspection issues
and Larson wins stage 1.
Completing lap 1 down pit road. This will be Larson's 2nd stage win of the season and his 3rd straight stage win here for Kyle Larson and crew chief Cliff Daniels. Larson the stage winner over Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Justin Haley, and Eric Almirola.
I'm a fancy exercise bike newbie, and I've gone from 0 to obsessed in like 3 days. Woo! After riding 12 miles to nowhere, I'm taking a detour.
And if you don't have the right home insurance coverage, you could be working out a way to pay for this yourself.
Get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem for a whole lot less.
Toyota, let's go places.
You got the mashed potatoes first. You got the fries first. The mac and cheese is mine. Mine.
KFC sides lovers meal. Enough sides for sharing, for stealing, plus 8 pieces of fried chicken. That's finger-licking good.
I tried a laxative that's both gentle and fast.
Great tasting Dalgalac soft chews works naturally with the water in your body in as little as 30 minutes. Puts you comfortably in control. Dalgalac soft chews.
Your challenge is to use the dish that sent you home last time.
Which returning chef will be redeemed?
It's unedible.
In all-new MasterChef Back to Win, Wednesday on Fox.
Why do nearly 1 million businesses choose Stamps.com to mail and ship? No more trips to the post office. No more paying full price for postage. And great rates from USPS and UPS. Mail letters. Ship packages. Anytime, anywhere, for less. A lot less. Get our special TV offer. A 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/try and never go to the post office again.
Discover the Movado SE Automatic. Engineered to perfection, powered by you. More than a watch, it's automatic. Movado, discover what moves you.
The only way to watch every UEFA Nations League match is with Fox and Fubo TV. Catch every rivalry, upset, and triumph live on all your devices. Watch all matches live only at FuboTV.com.
It's still the Eat Fresh Refresh, and Subway's refreshing their app. So you can customize your favorite footlong, set a pickup time, and jump the line. Oh, here she goes. I thought she was actually gonna jump. Just use this code and order on the Subway app.
Just sold my car with Car Gurus.
Yeah, you did.
And you instantly got the best, most competitive offer from our network of thousands of dealers.
So you're selling the car, but keeping the butt. You sell the broom, too?
Car Gurus. Get the best offer for your car.
Come on along, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains, it's cold and it's smooth, and it's waiting for you. Come on, head for the mountains of Bush Beer. Head for the mountains of Bush. Head for the mountains of Bush. Light beer.
Welcome back to Sonoma. 26 laps complete. End of stage 1. Here are the cars that did not pit under the lap 10 caution or at lap 23 before pit road closed. Vince?
Joey Logano said he'd know within the first 20 laps if he had a car that could potentially win today. Well, he likes what he's got. Just a slight air pressure adjustment to help it turn a little bit better along with those 4 tires. Jamie?
Kyle Busch started off terrible in this race, but remember, he's already pitted once. They were able to make some adjustments there, but they're bringing it in. They'll put on a second set of sticker tires here, and another adjustment for him. Meanwhile, it's been all about Kyle Larson in the 5, and he is in. He said, what's your balance like? You need anything? He said, I am good. We'll see what it's going to do here in traffic. He hasn't done that yet.
Here's your Ram race off pit road. Kyle Busch picks up 2 spots. Almirola Burton and Kurt Busch 1 each. So remember when Ryan Blaney and Denny Hamlin got together up at turn number 7. Here's a look at it. Hamlin going into that corner, locks up the tire, as Tony pointed out. Had one wheel turning and significant contact led to this later statement over the in-car radio from Blaney.
Can't wait to pass everybody back in that front. 11's going to get one coming to him. Still mad.
Now, Denny Hamlin.
I don't know if you're around Josh, but tell him I'm sorry. I locked it up. Tell him I'll give it back to him when he comes to stop me again.
And that's Josh Williams, which is Ryan Blaney's spotter.
Yeah, and this, you know, it was a mistake. These guys are still trying to figure out what can they get away with on the brakes and what can't they. And when you slide the nose like that, you get into a guy. Denny's doing the right thing. If Ryan gets to him, he's absolutely going to give him that spot back. Now it's just a matter of the spotters communicating and relaying that information back, because I'm sure Ryan doesn't realize that he slid the front end getting in there. He just knows he got pushed out of the way.
So stage one is complete with a brand new car, a different course than last week, but the same first stage winner, pole sitter Kyle Larson.
Our passion for protecting vehicles started in 1934. And we've been pushing the limits of performance ever since. We innovate with the times and have the right filters to fit your needs. It's a trust we don't take lightly. Yeah, we've been around the block, but our journey is just beginning. Fran, for the road ahead.
Just sold my car with Car Gurus.
Yeah, you did.
And you instantly got the best, most competitive offer from our network of thousands of dealers.
So you're selling the car,
Oh,
but
no,
keeping
no,
the
no,
buck-
no.
You sell the broom too?
Car Gurus. Get the
Oh,
best
no,
offer
you get
for
rid
your
of that
car.
source.
With the fresh cracked egg and all this crispy
Indicating.
bacon, Wendy's Breakfast Baconator might be the greatest breakfast sandwich of all time.
That deserves a chef's
It
shower.
does. Wow.
Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Breakfast Baconator.
Your shipping manager left to find himself, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Jackie Robinson established a model for the next generation.
He gave the Bill Whites and the Bob Gibsons and the Kurt Floods the path to say this is unacceptable.
After Jackie, Saturday, June 18th at 8. Next day on the History Channel app.
So, you got an idea for a business, the store of your dreams. There's just one thing to figure out. Everything. That's why Shopify's all-in-one commerce platform makes it easy to sell online, in person, and everywhere else. Sell on social media, source products with an app to get that first sale feeling. It's the only solution that gives you everything you need to sell everywhere you want. So when you're ready to bring your idea to life, power it up with Shopify.
What about this couch?
I'm just saddled with so much credit card debt right now.
You need an upgrade card. It rolls all my monthly purchases into one easy installment loan so I can avoid stuff like that.
Where do I sign up?
Get your upgrade card at upgrade.com.
The only way to watch every UEFA Nations League match is with Fox and Fubo TV. Catch every rivalry, upset, and triumph live on all your devices. Watch all matches live only at FuboTV.com.
Hitting the road? Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than Verizon. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Getting ready for the restart, they approach the Geico restart zone. Christopher Bell was scheduled to get the free pass, but when he pitted under green, he pitted outside his box, so he was under penalty. No free pass at the end of stage one. Chase Elliott, Chris Buescher side by side, and here we go, stage two. Top of the course right there.
And I know we've talked about tire wear being a big factor. On these restarts, you want to get everything you can get for the first 2 laps, and then you need to settle in. But everybody is so aggressive in these braking zones that you have to take anything you can get these first couple laps. Then once it sorts out and gets single file again, then you start getting in protection mode. But you've got to be aggressive on these restarts here.
Tony, that's what Kyle Larson is going to have to do because drive points staying out winning that stage. He's somewhere back there in that wad, restarting 24th in that 5 car.
Well, Chase Elliott's pit crew got him the lead from Chris Buescher. Based on pit performance there, the driver time is very similar, but a 3-second difference by the pit crew put Elliott up front.
Not a big surprise, Mike. We keep track of 4-tire stop averages through now the first 15 races. The 9 pit crew led by Alan Gustafson. That group right there, they're at the top of the sheet.
Now we heard about the 11 and the 12, so let's add the postscript. Ryan Blaney, after he heard about Hamlin's apology.
11 apologized, said he'd give it back if he got back to him. I said, yeah, we might as well too. I'm sure he's very sorry. Oh, yeah, so.
Well, what was it Denny Hamlin said last week when they told him? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We as drivers, we get our feelings hurt real easy. And it's hard for us, it's hard to forgive.
That's Alex Bowman in 9th. Trying to pull away from Ryan Blaney, who closes it up coming through turn 10. A.J. Allmendinger without power steering, toughing it out here. And looking outside, road race specialist Joey Hand in the 15 this week.
Watching AJ there, man, watch him having to saw on that wheel with no power steering. This is tough, and this is a tough place to do it. Like we mentioned, you don't get it. You don't have any long straightaways to catch your breath and relax a little bit and let your muscles relax. So he is just manhandling this thing at this point. But the great thing is we got an in-car camera. We'll be able to get a read, I think, on him as time goes on. You'll be able to tell if he starts getting fatigued because you'll see him start using his shoulders a little more. I mean, right now he looks as relaxed as you could ask for right now under the circumstances. But as time goes on and later this race gets, he has got to start getting tired. And we should be able to see it from inside the car.
Kyle Larson only up 2 spots since the restart, so being very methodical here.
Well, Tony, you pointed it out to me earlier, looking at lap times. He's stuck back there in a wad. He's 2 seconds a lap off what Chase Elliott's running as the leader.
Yeah, and these cars, unfortunately, they're still very aero-sensitive. And in traffic, they get a lot tighter. So the balance that he had by himself, he was really happy with. Now you put cars in front of him where he's got dirty air, I guarantee his balance is much different than what it was in the lead.
That was turn 10. Not sure who created that dust storm by putting 2 wheels off at 10, but it's a dodgy move, but it happens pretty frequently. Ty Dillon falling to Kyle Larson there. That's 21st place. And Larson up 3 since the restart, but work to do. Corey LaJoie, Kyle Busch side by side. So there's first and second. Elliott and Buescher still nose to tail. Just the way they restarted. Well, they restarted side by side. Ross Chastain in 3rd, and his teammate, Daniel Suarez, sitting 4th after stage 1.
Coca-Cola and NASCAR. There is real magic when we cheer together. You're watching NASCAR on Fox.
If it looks like an F-150, tows like an F-150, hauls like an F-150, thinks like an F-150, and powers like an F-150, it must be an F-150 hybrid. The 2022 F-150 Power Boost Hybrid. With 570 pound-feet of torque and 12,700 pounds of max available towing.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too, by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Oral treatments can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms first appear. If you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they're mild, don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
Making friends again, Billy?
I like to keep my enemies close.
Guys, excuse me. I didn't quite get that. I'm hard of hearing.
Oh, hey, don't forget about the tense music, too.
Would you say tense?
I'd say suspenseful.
Aren't they the same thing?
Can we move on, guys? Please.
Alexa, turn on the subtitles. And dim the lights. Okay, dimming the lights.
Whenever you crack open a bush light, the mountain starts singing.
It's cold and it's smooth and it's waiting for you.
What is going on?
Hit it, Giant Kenny G.
So smooth.
Head for the mountains of Bush Light here.
Out here, you're a landowner, a gardener, a landscaper, and a hunter. That's why you need versatile, durable Kubota equipment.
Think Dad's searching doggy diet plans for Josie? No, he's switching his choice cashback category to home improvement, so he earns more on a new doggy door, extra large.
With the Bank of America customized cash rewards card, you just can't stop getting rewarded.
It's still the Eat Fresh Refresh, and now Subway's refreshing their classics, like the sweet onion teriyaki sauce topped on tender shaved steak. That's a real slam dunk, right, Derek?
Wrong sport, John.
Just hold a sub, man. Subway keeps refreshing and refreshing and refreshing.
Welcome back to Sonoma, where Chase Elliott and Chris Buescher continue bumper to bumper with Ross Chastain a second and a half back, Daniel Suarez 2 seconds, Tyler Reddick 3, Kevin Harvick 4, Michael McDowell 5, Cole Custer, Bowman and Blaney the top 10. Nice run for Harvick, who has gained the most spots since the start of this race.
And talking to him yesterday, I mean, he wasn't happy with his qualifying run, but he was very happy with his race balance. He felt like he had a car that was going to be good on a long run.
Vince?
Yeah, and to echo what Tony was saying in regards to Kevin Harvick, he was really happy with his race car. It's been almost 2 years since he won, but Kevin believes he had a car capable of contending today. And like what Tony said, Harvick said the qualifying effort was just he simply missed it, did not drive it the way it needed to be driven. But he really liked the race car. They didn't make any major adjustments at that first stop either, just a little bit of air pressure to help it drive off a little better.
Well, there he is, 6th and in the lead pack. He has the leaders in sight, which is always a good motivator. And Kyle Larson has passed Hendrick teammate William Byron, moving him up to 17th.
Well, and that leads us to our Subway right combination. Kyle Larson, the 5 team, crew chief Cliff Daniels on road courses. Won this race a year ago, won both stages, led 57 laps. He's actually won 3 of the last 6 road course races, 5 top 3s in the last 7, led every lap here in 2014 to win the ARCA Menard Series West. And think about this, a Hendrick Motorsports driver has won Sonoma 7 times. Those numbers and maybe some strategy different from Cliff Daniels could be the Subway right combination for Kyle Larson and his 5 team to get their 2nd win in 2022.
Well, right now he's battling Martin Truex, who is going to be a tough out. Truex, one of the most successful road racers in this generation of NASCAR.
You know, right now, Kyle Larson in the 5. Of course, his teammate Chase Elliott is leading over Chris Buescher, but Larson has made it back to 17. Tony, if he can somehow make it to the top 10 or 12, I think they're going to have to go for some different strategy. I don't think they can stay out there and try to win that stage, but I think they can get back in this game.
Well, and the closer to the front they get, the tougher it's going to get to make that ground. I mean, the cars in the back of the pack are struggling. The cars don't drive well. It's easier to pick those positions off. You get to the top 10 now you're in a little tougher company, and making those passes and having to drive harder, abuse your tires and brakes a little more. That's things and factors that are going to come into play trying to get to the front.
So Larson has passed Truex, and now he sets sight on Joey Hand from Sacramento. ALMS champ, Le Mans winner for Ford with the GTs, Daytona 24 Hours, that Ford GT program. And he's done a very good job in this Rick Ware car at Sonoma, second biggest mover since the restart.
And Tony, I think Ford has had Joey working with a lot of the Ford drivers when it comes to road course racing.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time with all four of our cars and drivers at SHR. I met Joey at the shop, super nice guy, and his resume, his racing resume on road courses is unbelievable. That's why Ford thinks so highly of him, and the feedback that he's been able to give our drivers and how he's been able to work with each of them. Every driver's got a unique personality, but Joey has done such a great job working with all four of our guys. It has been a huge asset and a huge help to our program.
Now here's Larson looking to the outside, crossover here on Hand as we look at Tyler Reddick in fifth place.
I talked to Tyler a couple of years ago, and he absolutely just dreaded going road course racing, but then he put a lot of effort into it, and now he's fast every single time we go to a road course. This team here, I talked to Tyler earlier this week. He said if we can just put the beginning, the middle, and the end of a race together, we can close this deal out with a fast race car. Jamie Little.
And Larry, you're right. He used to hate road course racing, but he said, I overcame it mentally. I told myself I was going to like it and I was going to work hard at it. He went to school in the gym. He went to school on all the notes and data and how to get better at this style of racing, and he actually enjoys it now. As far as this weekend, he said they're in the ballpark, but they weren't great in practice. He's working on getting comfortable. Definitely wasn't comfortable in that one practice session yesterday, but he's holding tight in this race so far.
Reminds me of a fellow named Earnhardt, who was not a great road racer. He snuck off to the Bob Bondurant School and went to Chief Instructor Bill Cooper. And the winningest stock car driver of his generation told Cooper, teach me how to do this. And Bill did, and suddenly Earnhardt was a real threat when we came to the road courses. Here's Larson on Joey Hand in replay.
It did not come easy. He had to work that 15 car over a lot.
And that's a tough spot to get by right there. That's literally getting off at turn 7 with good forward drive. Joey probably was kind of guarding the inside a little bit, and Kyle Larson's never afraid to go the outside, as we all know, so he doesn't mind rifling in up there.
So Kyle Larson up to the top 15 on quite a different pit strategy than anybody else in the top 20. Chase Elliott leading Chris Buescher by 3/4 of a second after 39 laps in Sonoma.
Stopped into a church. I passed along the way.
Fishing helps ease my mind. Kind of like having Liberty Mutual. They customize your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. Whoa!
Cannot receive yet unchanged. The video capturing device 3 is off.
Minions, The Rise of Gru, in theaters July 1st.
Hey! This burger looked at one slice of melted cheese and said, more cheese. It looked at pickles and said, also onions. It wanted to be more than hot. It wanted to be juicy. This is the Quarter Pounder with cheese.
eBay Motors. They have all the right parts at the right prices. Whether I'm on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, or no wheels. Let's ride!
Welcome to your world, your why. What drives you? What do you want to leave behind? That's your why. It's your purpose, and we will work with you every step of the way to achieve it.
We lost part of our forest to fire several years ago. We decided to stay and help it recover.
People who have
heavy machinery have the opportunity to reach out and help their neighbors for the common good.
The playoff-bound Philadelphia Stars look to stay red hot against the Pittsburgh Maulers. The USFL, tonight at 7:30 Eastern on FS1.
Why do nearly 1 million businesses choose Stamps.com to mail and ship? No more trips to the post office. No more paying full price for postage. And great rates from USPS and UPS. Mail letters. Ship packages. Anytime, anywhere, for less. A lot less. Get our special TV offer. A 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/try and never go to the post office again.
Discover the Movado SE Automatic. Engineered to perfection, powered by you. More than a watch, it's automatic. Movado, discover what moves you.
Introducing the all-new one-wheel GT and Pint X. GT, built with more power to crush new terrain. Pint X, twice the range to take on the city. 2 new boards to make everywhere epic. Get riding today at onewheel.com.
NHRA returns to Sonoma next month. The Sonoma Nationals are on Fox Sunday, July 24th, 4 p.m. 7 of the next NHRA races are on Fox, starting next week in Thunder Valley at Bristol, Tennessee. Here are the upcoming races. How are Smoke and Associates doing this season?
So far, so good. Matt Hagan driving our funny cars, leading the points. Won last week, so he's got 3 wins this season. And Leah's team, a new group, they're doing a great job of making solid laps. Just haven't had much luck yet, but it's coming. I can see it on the horizon.
Well, we'll look forward to NHRA on Fox from a lot of these Speedway Motorsports tracks, like Bristol, Sonoma, and Bristol.
I just can't say enough about this 17 car and Chris Buescher. He just will not go away. I mean, qualified inside the top 5 and right there on the rear bumper of the leader, Chase Elliott.
Vince?
Buescher doesn't really have much of a road course racing background. He said it's not, natural to him, but he works a lot with road course driving coach Billy Johnson, and he credits Johnson with improving his road course driving, the way he approaches it, the way he visualizes the turns, the braking points, etc. And he said that's been the difference maker and why he's such a more comfortable road course racer these days.
Well, it's a huge difference. Prior to today, in 5 starts at Sonoma, Chris Buescher had only 6 total laps running in a top 5 position. Big turnaround here.
He did win an Xfinity Series road course race at Mid-Ohio several years ago.
Kyle Busch, since the restart, is down 3 spots and not happy about it.
Back to a piece of front doesn't turn into center. It's a joke, dude. Horrible. A joke.
No, I used to carry an index card in my pocket. What if the car was doing this? I just never had a card that gave me the answer to awful and a joke.
Well, normally when he says that, that means his car is average. It gets way worse when it's way worse than this.
Won the truck race here yesterday, but currently, whether it's due to strategy or setup, mired in 26th.
Yeah, and he and Kyle Larson restarted right together. And to your point, Mike, 26, Kyle Larson has now cracked the top 15, 14th in that 5 car.
Justin Haley that we're seeing here. Justin's a kid. I'm super excited about watching him. I like watching him each week. I feel like he's a driver that has got a ton of potential. He just goes out. When he makes mistakes, it's the learning mistakes. It's not because you're overdriving him. He just makes mistakes that you learn as you go. But he has been solid. I mean, he was solid at the LA Coliseum, had a good run there, and he has had some really good runs this year. I think he's going to do great.
Yeah, got that 3rd place finish at one of the toughest tracks we go to at Darlington several weeks ago.
Through turn 11 here, just ahead of Haley and Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott 1 second up on Chris Buescher right now. 5 of the 9 who you see compared at the bottom of the screen have combined to win 10 of the last 15 road course races. And there is the comparison between them on this run.
Right now, he's cracked the top 13. He's 19 seconds behind leader Chase Elliott. And the window's closing. We're getting closer and closer toward the end of stage 2. In about 7 to 8 laps, that's when you're going to have to make that pit stop before they close pit road.
Well, I'm surprised some of those numbers are so close because Elliott has been out in clean air and Larson has mostly been in heavy traffic.
Yeah, and he's having to use these tires a lot more. He doesn't have the luxury of braking where he wants, accelerating the way he wants. He's having to take advantage of every opportunity he's getting right now.
Tony, take us for a ride with Daniel Suarez on a lap around Sonoma here.
There's up in turn 2 right there. A lot of times you use a lot of curb. That curb helps plant the left side to get it stuck. Gets a lot of load right there in the bottom of 3, and then you're coming up to tricky 3A where it's a blind corner. You got to get it cut and be able to get back to the gas hard as you press the hill. Heavy braking into turn 4 here. Cross over the curb, which it cut the curb down, which is nice. The cars aren't bouncing around. Downhill into turn 7. This is an easy spot to lock the rear brakes up. Get right to the curb, get squared up, hard acceleration. To get set up right here for the S's, it's real important to get the nose to cut early here. Get it to cut back. Another over the crest, getting it to accelerate hard. Carry a lot of speed down through here to turn 10. And turn 10's really critical on momentum. Carrying speed, getting the nose to cut, but being able to get back in the gas. One of the fastest sections here. There's a little bit of a dip going in here to 11. You can use a lot of brake in that dip because it actually loads the car. Then it's hard to get the tires to cut in turn 11 and hard to get it to accelerate forward off of the corner.
You scrub off almost 100 miles an hour from 10 to 11. Start finish.
Turn 1 here is really fun because it's a double apex and you got to get right to that curb on the left-hand side to set up for 2. Daniel really loose on the exit there. This course has so much character to it. There's nothing that's simple about it. But when you get in a rhythm, it's really, really fun. But you have to know how to play the load when it's in a dip where you can get the tires loaded, and then the crest where you're going up over top and the car gets light. You have to be able to modulate the throttle over those corners.
A challenging but fun place to race. As Chase Elliott leads Chris Buescher by 1.6 seconds. 9 to go in stage 2. We'll go side by side.
I've travelled all over the country talking about saving with Geico. But that's the important bit, isn't it? Showing up, saying, hello, fancy a nice chat. And then we talk like 2 old friends about sticky buns and all the savings you could get by bundling your home and car insurance. But here's the real secret. Eye contact. Do you feel that? We just had a moment. Who'd have thought it?
Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance.
Toyota, let's go places.
I am tradition, passed down from the families that race to the ones that watch us every weekend.
You know, it's all I've ever known, racing. I was fortunate to be in victory lane 20 years ago, and I'm here again.
I am meant to be passed down from one generation to the next. Because the only thing better than seeing a race is sharing it with someone. I am NASCAR.
Si, didn't you get the memo?
We're still hunting, but for treasure.
Boys are back. Murray's the expert. Si's the brains. And Chase and Shep have hunting in their veins. Duck Family Treasure, the new series, only on Fox Nation.
Stream the first episode at foxnation.com.
In NASCAR, the journey begins with one simple start. Turn, bump, win, and celebration. I am the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. I am NASCAR.
48 laps complete, turn 10. Chase Elliott flashes past with the lead, 1.7 seconds up on Chris Buescher. It's a good gap, 8 seconds back to Daniel Suarez. No longer battling his Trackhouse teammate for that position. Here's what happened to Ross Chastain as he went to try to pass Suarez, going from turn 4 to 7.
Diving down the hill, and you see the rear end get out, and that's just rear brakes. The rear brakes are stronger than what the grip of the tires are at this point in the stage. You just lose grip.
Well, let's ride along.
And you hear that ratcheting sound. That's when it's chattering those rear tires, when you hear that real loud ratchet. And once it starts doing that, the only thing you can do to get the tire back is to get off of the brake. But you still got to stop and make the bumper here. He's spun himself out. All clear here.
So that cost Chastain 3 positions on the racetrack. Suarez is 3rd. Chastain continues in 7th, just ahead of Ryan Blaney. Because Reddick, Harvick, and McDowell got past Chastain as he tried to right his ship and continue.
And we talked about how do you have 2 teammates like that, and the car that's in second of the 2 is faster, and why wouldn't the teammate let the other one by? The way the etiquette of the sport has turned into lately is that nobody works with each other. Nobody lets each other by. And most of the time it's because the tires are so good that they just don't have that big fall off. We're at Sonoma. Tire wear has always been a factor here. Goodyear's done a great job of bringing a softer tire here, which lets the fall off be a lot greater window. So if you can be smart, and this is where the older drivers have a little bit of an advantage. If you're smart, you might let a guy go here or there early in a stage when they're running too hard. And later, they've got better tires, and they're going to get those spots back and then some.
Sure. Well, Hendrick Motorsports has reached a milestone in NASCAR today. 100,000 miles led in the Cup Series. First team to accomplish that. Of course, back in the early days, there weren't many 4-car teams. Now it is the norm among the super teams, but 100,000 miles, that's a ways. Congratulations.
Well, they've led all 50 so far today, between Kyle Larson leading 26 and now Chase Elliott leading 24.
That number, 24, led a whole lot of those, mainly at the hands of Jeff Gordon.
Especially on these road courses, Jeff was tough.
5 to go in stage 2, Larry. What are we going to see for strategy here?
Yeah, I got to believe now, as we have talked about, it's going to be real tough to try to win stage 2 and be set up to win this race. So I would say in the next lap or 2, you're going to see most of these people, most of these drivers starting to hit pit road. And remember, you probably want to do it when we complete 52, if you're sitting back there like McDowell, Blaney on back, because they're 13 or more seconds behind leader Chase Elliott. But I couldn't imagine that Chase Elliott will not be one of the ones that makes that early pit stop.
10th place, Keselowski and rookie Austin Cindric. Martin Truex has just made his pit stop.
Well, James Small, I'm trying to get one more lap advantage of fresh tires in that 19.
Vince?
Boy, Martin Truex Jr., it has been a frustrating day. Been screaming on the radio, just cannot get that car to react the way he wants it to. No rear traction, can't get it to turn, 0 drive off. It's been a handful.
So Truex comes back on track, 33rd of the 35 cars still running. Bubba Wallace was out at lap 10 with engine failure.
I'd say it's going to get very busy now. And there you see Tyler Reddick in the 8 car hitting pit road, and I'd say you'll see many more.
Some of these cars last on pit road at lap 22.
And I don't think you'll see anybody try to stay out, mainly from the standpoint, we're watching the lap times up here. Kyle Larson's lap times are a second and a half slower than Chase Elliott's. And he was the fastest car the first step.
Jamie?
Tyler Reddick yesterday qualifying, huge moment, almost wrecked it, still qualified fifth to show you how much speed that car has. It's been pretty decent today, very quiet behind the wheel. Sounds like he's gotten a little more comfortable. That was the concern. The 12 of Ryan Blaney said last time he just fired off a little tighter. Hearing that a lot as the temps are just cooler today. After each stop, the car just gets tighter.
Ambient temperature, good 20 degrees cooler than yesterday. Alex Bowman having trouble on his launch. Keselowski and Chastain climbing the hill together.
And that is not Keselowski trying to run him up the hill. That is just cold tires that haven't got grip yet. You're trying to push to hold that position.
Here's your leader, Chase Elliott, on pit road. This is a unique pit road in that it's really 2 pit roads, so with a kink in between. Vince?
Well, that 9 of Chase Elliott, clean air is king, but they've also had a very good race car from the very beginning. And you see no adjustments going to be made on that 9, just 4 tires. The 17 of Chris Buescher, also very solid, looking for a little more turn, but otherwise good. Jamie?
Daniel.
Issue with
Back up.
Trouble for Chase Elliott there as they continue to work on the right-hand side as the 99. But Daniel Suarez just wants to get the rear of the car working better, needs grip. We've been hearing that so often, but the car has been good, been running top 5.
That's going to be a penalty. They worked on that car outside the box. They had to get it all the way back in the box for it to be legal to do anything to that car.
And what we saw, you saw all 4 wheels back inside the box, but the nose of the car was over the line, and that's what dictates it being outside.
So Elliott just tried to take off, and they called a loose wheel and stopped it. But even that front splitter at the very nose of the car has to be behind the line to be a legal stop. But had he gone out on course and lost that wheel, that would have been a whole lot worse.
Now, we've cycled through green flag stops. Pit road is closed. Joey Logano here in the 22 car is the leader. Paul Wolfe says, we can't win this race today. We don't have a race car. I've got 2 wins. Let me get another playoff point and 10 more stage points.
And that's where everybody has to be. They got to play their own strategy off of what their circumstances are. Guys can take advantage of this. Like you said, he's not going to win the race. If he's not going to win the race, it doesn't matter. So get those stage points, salvage the rest of the day.
So NASCAR has called the penalty on the 9 for pitting outside of the box. And also a penalty on Tyler Reddick, too fast entering his pit. You must maintain that 40-mile-an-hour pit road speed, plus a 4.99 mile per hour tolerance from yellow line to yellow line. Both were in the top 4 at the time of that stop.
Now, the penalty for pitting outside the assigned pit box under green is a pass-through penalty. He has to come down pit road. He doesn't have to stop. Just maintain pit road speed, back out on the racetrack.
And the good thing about that, at least the field is strung out now. We haven't had a caution this stage, so that will salvage some of that, but he's going to lose a lot of track position here.
The 8-car, Tyler Reddick, slow. He's got a penalty to serve. A fuel can penalty on Chris Buescher.
That's the top 2 before that cycle of pit stops that had a pit road issue.
In the top 3 cars that have had a problem.
It's been the story in 2022. Pit road has been a huge difference maker, good and bad.
Larry, pit road will be closed with 2 to go. Can they? It's the final lap now, so pit road's closed. Can't go serve that penalty with pit road closed.
But 1 stage to go, he's going to have to restart at the tail end of the longest line.
There you go. Joey Logano is our stage 2 winner in Sonoma.
There's the green checker. Good job.
From Eric Almirola and Chris Buescher, it's Logano's 2nd stage win of the season. Daniel Suarez and Kevin Harvick, the top 5. Todd Gilliland, 6th. Another rookie, Harrison Burton, 7th. Chase Elliott, Michael McDowell, and Ricky Stenhouse get stage points. Joey Logano, stage winner.
Shopping for car insurance is the worst.
Not anymore. This quote says $153 a month for the same coverage. Here's one for $160. We made sure it's apples to apples. That's the same. Those are top rated. Driver discount deductible.
Great work, guys. Experience like having a team, comparing your current policy to quotes from top providers.
It's a new, easier way to shop and save on car insurance.
I saved over $900.
Experian helps.
We compare, you save on car insurance. Go to Experian.com/car.
In the next minute, 250 couples will discover they're gonna need more space. Yep, the house.
We gotta sell it. Gotta stage it.
Excuse me.
Fix it up.
They don't pre-rents. Yeah.
Strangers touching everything?
Or skip the hassles and sell directly to Open Door. Close in a matter of days.
Oh, wow.
When life's doors open, we'll handle the house. Get your competitive offer at opendoor.com.
Expectations come with the territory. But raising expectations, that comes with determination. Pushing ourselves further and knowing that recognition isn't given, it's earned. Ram, J.D. Power's #1 brand and new vehicle quality. No wonder more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Every dollar counts these days, so take advantage of this great offer during the Ram Make the Switch event.
Everyone's excited. Wendy's summer strawberry salad is back.
I certainly am.
Crispy bacon, grilled chicken, and
fresh strawberries.
I'm aware.
It's always good to meet another super fan.
Wendy's summer strawberry chicken salad is back.
Hitting the road? Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than Verizon. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
I love my new home. I always wanted a house with historic architecture, but it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on those. Pants?
Yes, I do believe they're called pants.
Pardon me.
No, pardon me. At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
I have come to call upon...
Just text me. Well, I'm heading up.
It's a ghost.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
It's called self-care.
COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too, by asking your healthcare provider if an oral treatment is right for you. Oral treatments can be taken at home and must be taken within 5 days from when symptoms first appear. If you have symptoms of COVID-19, even if they're mild, don't wait. Get tested quickly. If you test positive and are at high risk for severe disease, act fast. Ask if an oral treatment is right for you. COVID-19 moves fast, and now you can too.
Will probably only be about 8 or 10 cars that come to pit road at the end of stage 2 here. Everybody else has already been under green. Here is the issue. Here's what happened to Chase Elliott.
Go back.
Allen just needed to say, go back about 2 or 3 more times, and he'd have been back in that box.
Yeah, and they did a great job of catching him before he got too far out. Did a great job of getting him stopped, just unfortunately did not get him back the rest of the way.
Vince?
Well, Joey Logano with a playoff position already secured. They've been looking at a good points day, and they've scored the most points, and then they just got a playoff point for this stage win. So it's been a great day for the 22, and it's been a good car.
Saw Todd Gilliland there, who got 5th place stage points. Now, Buscher crossed the line in 3rd, but because he was under penalty for a fuel can issue on his stop, He does not get third-place stage points. That moves the 99 up, and it also includes Ryan Blaney and drivers who got stage points for stage 2.
Let's dial up stage 2 winner here with Joey Logano and see what he's up to. Hey, Joey, it's Tony Stewart up in the Fox booth. You got me? Hey, Joey, it's Tony Stewart in the Fox booth. You got us?
Well, let's try channel 2.
That's why they give us 2 radios in case one doesn't work. Hey, Joey Logano, it's Tony Stewart in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, I got you.
Congrats on that stage win, man. I know as a driver, you understand the scenario you're in on getting buried here by not pitting toward the end, but you got those important stage points. So what's your strategy the rest of the way?
Hammer down. Only one way to go from here, but I like the call Paul made. I think it makes sense to maximize our day here. From a point standpoint, you got to take a playoff point whenever you can. So we got those in the bank, which is nice. 19 stage points there, which is also good. And we're trying to get the Auto Trader Mustang back up here. It's going to be a slugfest from here, I'm sure. Intensity's going to keep picking up as you get down to the end of the race, and we're going to be in the middle of the hornet's nest.
So with this new car, we know we've heard a lot of different challenges of brakes and shifting and different shift points. What's the biggest thing that has caught you off guard so far?
I mean, it's some different shifting points. It's still Sonoma, Tony. Not a whole bunch is changed. All the other cars changed. Braking is probably the biggest thing. You don't really worry about wheel hop as much, so you can afford to be a little bit more aggressive and not as much penalty if you screw up. Probably the biggest thing, which forces them to be a little more aggressive, of course.
All right, bud. Well, we know you can be aggressive when you need to, so good luck the rest of the way. See if you can get that thing up front.
Happy. I'll take it. Thanks.
Looks like Logano will be firing off from 24th on the restart. Joey Logano, stage 2 winner.
The good thing you bundled your home, auto, and RV insurance with Progressive. You save money, and you get round-the-clock protection.
So don't worry, it's all under control. That's cool, we'll finish up here. Bye! That's why you go to the restroom before the movie starts.
Get epic protection for your Dominion with Progressive.
Mac and cheese. Fries.
Tenders.
Silence.
KFC's Sides Lovers Meal. Pair 3 sides with tenders or your favorite fried chicken. That's finger licking good.
Welcome to the future. Some assembly required. But if there's one thing this country has always embraced, it's a challenge. And after almost 120 years of building for those challenges, we're taking the vehicles you know by name and making them electric by revolutionizing the way they're built and where they're assembled. Not for the few, but for the many.
Your record label is taking off, but so is your sound engineer. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Indeed Instant Match instantly delivers quality candidates matching your job description. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
The sports world is buzzing about the USFL. And tonight on FS1, the playoff-bound Philadelphia Stars look to stay red hot against the Pittsburgh Maulers. The USFL, tonight at 7:30 Eastern on FS1.
Who will be crowned the top dog?
Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, sponsored by Purina Pro Plan, beginning with the Masters Agility Championship next Sunday at 12:30 Eastern on Fox.
So, you've got an idea for a business, the store of your dreams. There's just one thing to figure out: everything. That's why Shopify's all-in-one commerce platform makes it easy to sell online, in person, and everywhere else. Sell on social media, source products with an app to get that first sale feeling. It's the only solution that gives you everything you need to sell everywhere you want. So when you're ready to bring your idea to life, power it up with Shopify.
Remember when you used to get stickers for doing something good? What if you got Bitcoin? With Upgrade Card, you can. You can get 1.5% back in Bitcoin on payments. Upgrade rolls all your monthly purchases into one easy installment loan. Get started at upgrade.com.
The only way to watch every UEFA Nations League match is with Fox and Fubo TV. Catch every rivalry, upset, and triumph live on all your devices. Watch all matches live only at FuboTV.com.
When you use the app to get free medium fries and drink with your quarter pounder with cheese, be sure to save some fries for after, because the ketchup that falls from the QPC just hits different.
eBay Motors, they have all the right parts at the right prices. Whether I'm on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, or no wheels. Let's ride!
Along with golf, auto racing is the toughest sport to put on television, and these are just some of the names of the best technical team in the business. Those that bring you NASCAR on Fox every week and do it with such professionalism. And we are so grateful for their contributions, for some of the specialty shots we give you like this. And we are told that the fuel can penalty on the 17 of Chris Buescher had been reviewed and rescinded. No penalty on Chris Buescher's team. But there is another issue. Here's Jamie.
Well, Mike, this is the first time in today's race that we've heard about tire issues. I heard all of a sudden all these different teams saying we've got some issues. So I came down to check out the 99 of Daniel Suarez. This is the left rear. It is blistered all the way around. Now, this is after 31 laps. They told him, you're not going to have to go that far again, and we have 2 sets of sticker tires laying. Vince?
With Alan Gustafson, the crew chief, the 9 to Chase Elliott. What happened on that stop, Alan?
Yeah, it's really hard to tell, but from the video, the nut didn't draw up. Chad got on the nut, and it just didn't draw up. The gun kind of stumbled a little bit, and then it didn't draw, and, there's really no way you can check off and have a fast stop, so we dropped and had to bring them back, and unfortunately, we didn't get back in the box far enough and got a penalty, so unfortunate. We had a good race going. Execution was well at that point, but they got up a big hole now, so we can get.
He will restart 34th next to last. Here they come to the Geico restart zone. Stage 3 will take us to the conclusion of this race. 110 laps in all. Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez. Still side by side. This can't last.
No, but it's important right now. I mean, if you can get that clean air like we saw earlier in stage 1 and 2, that leader has a big advantage. They want to get it right now.
Suarez comes out of 4 with the lead. McDowell to second. Harvick looking on from 4th. And Buescher goes wide.
They're all missing the corner. I mean, that just shows you how important this track position is going to be. And these guys know it. So they're trying to get it early while they got fresh tires. They will have to settle in and back their pace down.
Justin Marks, the winner of this year's Burnsy Award, presented in pre-race today. Watching his driver, Daniel Suarez, trying to get his first Cup Series win.
I actually did the race hub show this past Monday with Daniel Suarez, and he just had a confidence about himself that he really was totally looking forward to coming out here to Sonoma.
Kyle Larson made it 3 wide in turn 11. You don't see that often.
No, but again, that shows how important getting this track position early. You've got to take advantage on these restarts. There's a lot of corners that once it gets sorted out, your lap times are faster, but on the restarts, guys are getting choked up in front of you at different spots of the racetrack, and you got to find unconventional lines to get by guys.
Daniel Suarez is a lonely Camaro at the front. Look at the 6 Fords lined up right behind him.
That was Kyle Larson we just saw right there in the 5 car. He finally has made his way back to the top 10, sitting in the 10th spot right now.
The first Toyota Hamlin in 13. Bit of lock up there. Kyle Larson and Ross Chastain together.
Ross must have 2 sets of eyes. You see him more often than not moving around the racetrack to block.
And Austin Dillon's going to get into it.
More than once, it looks like.
2 on your right. Now just a 5. You're clear.
That's Brandon McReynolds, Ross Chastain's spotter.
He has a bunch of hungry hounds behind him right now.
We're going to get 3 wide into 11 with Truex on the inside. Chase Briscoe. And it looks like Cole Custer got the worst of that on the outside.
I think a lot of folks told these drivers, hey, this is the final stage. We got to go now.
Looks like they told him it's 3 laps to go.
Well, they feel invincible now that they got new tires on.
Byron inside Denny Hamlin there. And here, let's go back to Kyle Larson and Ross Chastain and see what transpired.
Well, Ross just blocks. The easiest way to stay ahead of a guy is run a faster lap time than him. But Ross unfortunately spends way more time looking in his mirror and moving around to put his car in front of everybody else than worrying about going fast. And he's fast enough to do it. He just has to get in the mindset that he doesn't have to spend every lap changing lines to keep somebody from getting around him. Talented driver.
Daniel Suarez out in front of Michael McDowell here by 0.4 of a second. Suarez, member of the Coca-Cola Racing family, earlier today had some fun with the Daniels Amigos fan club here at Sonoma.
Hola amigos, we're here in Sonoma. Myself, NASCAR, Speedway Motorsport, and Coca-Cola have introduced Latino Hispanic community to the sport of NASCAR. Starting in 2019, we created the program Daniels Amigos to welcome Latino Hispanic community to the sport of NASCAR, to have fun, lots of food, and myself.
Those amigos out there having a lot of fun watching their driver, Daniel Suarez, leading the Coca-Cola Racing family with Dillon 11th, Hamlin 17th, and Joey Logano, the Stage 2 winner, back in 22nd.
Mike, I know we have 47 laps to go, but I go back to what you were speaking about as far as the playoffs with 11 races to go and the need to win. I look at our top 6 drivers, every one of them looking for that very first win of 2022.
That's right, Larry. Win and you're in. But the 77 around, Josh Bilicki, and I think the 8 got a piece of that, Tyler Reddick, who comes straight to pit road.
And Mike, we talked about it earlier. Unfortunately, this is right out of the playbook with this 8 car in 2022.
They were running for 30th there, Jamie.
Yeah, and the 8 had just come on the radio and said the car's doing something weird, and then you saw that incident and they brought it down, and Tyler Reddick telling the team right now, it broke. Something broke on the 8.
Maybe that's why he got into Josh Bilicki there. Wow. So Bilicki had to spin to miss that Tom Cruise Days of Thunder style cloud right there.
And they both got lucky that they didn't have big contact that could have taken them out of the race right there.
Well, Michael McDowell has not made any inroads on Daniel Suarez's lead because he's got a mirror full of Kevin Harvick right there in the 4.
We got a new group of characters that we haven't necessarily seen in the top 3 today. Daniel's been up there the majority of the race, but the 34 and the 4, they've been in the top 10. They've just kind of been biding their time, and here they are on the last stage.
And to Larry's point, this top 6 all needs to win to get in the playoffs. So there's a lot of motivation riding right here.
What's also interesting, you've got Daniel Suarez in that Chevy, and the next 6 drivers behind him are all blue Ford Opals.
Vince?
You know, Michael McDowell, one of the concerns, and I think you just saw that there as Kevin Harvick completed the pass for second on McDowell, was that they had really good short run speed. But the question coming in to this race today was, what kind of race pace were they going to have? How was their long-run car going to react? And certainly for Blake Harris, the crew chief on McDowell's car, they like it to fire off, and they like it on the short run, but he loses a little bit the longer the run goes.
Take care of...
Right now, he's a second and a half off the lead. Veteran road racer and veteran cup driver, Michael McDowell.
And you heard Jamie Little report a while ago, most all the teams, they have 2 sets of sticker tires laying. No matter what, we know they have to make one more pit stop. The question would be, if we get that late caution deep in the race, what do you do? I just think right now track position's king.
Let's have a look at Kevin Harvick's day so far. It's kind of like the elevation change of this racetrack.
Yeah, he's made very, very steady progress the whole day. Like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, talking to him yesterday after qualifying, he was disappointed in his qualifying run, but he felt very good about the balance of his race car and race trim.
You can see the gap closing on with Kevin at 99. He was about a half a second faster that last lap.
Chase Elliott back at 25th place after that issue on pit road. Now racing Kurt Busch, who has had quite an off day here.
Diving back right. 9 is right. 9 is right. 31 trying to come with him.
That was Rick Corelli, Busch's spotter.
And you saw Chase with his left hand out the window just waving to Kurt. Kurt gave him plenty of room. Knew he was faster. That's the old etiquette that we talked about earlier of guys working with each other.
Laps to go in wine country. Had a couple of spins and a few thrills so far.
Make way for the first ever Chevy Silverado CR2. With Multimatic shocks, rugged 33-inch tires, and front and rear electronic locking differentials.
Dude, this is awesome, but we should get back to work. This good? Perfect.
If you're going to work remote, work remote. Find new workspaces. Find new roads. Chevrolet.
Google Pixel, the only phone made by Google. Because when Google makes your phone, your camera sees in the dark, sees all skin tones accurately, and fixes your photos like magic, literally. With a battery that learns from you and adapts to last over 24 hours. And new features are always dropping, so it all just keeps getting better. Google Pixel, the phone made by Google for all you are.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably served and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
Do something. I don't think it's here for the burger.
This summer, prime rib is the star. Bite into the new Primal Angus Stick Burger at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion now in theaters.
eBay Motors. They have all the right parts at the right prices. Whether I'm on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, or no wheels. Let's ride.
Allergy sufferers. Bedtime means it's time to take Zysol. Zysol relieves allergies while you sleep, so you wake refreshed. Plus, it works faster than Claritin, and on first dose, provides the same relief as Zyrtec in a pill nearly half the size. Be wise all, take Zysol at night.
41 laps to go. Here's the rest of our NASCAR on Fox technical crew, and our thanks for their great efforts to bring these races into your living room every week with such professionalism and great camera angles and views and coverage and replays. A lot of hard work all week long from one track to the next. Set it up and go again. And we greatly appreciate all of their efforts. Daniel Suarez right in front of Kevin Harvick. That's Suarez looking back at Harvick and Chris Buescher, both within 1 second of the lead.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Chris Buescher, he ran those top two down. He's faster than Suarez and faster than Harvick right now.
And he's there.
Power move.
Buescher to second. Vince?
Well, the team just came on the radio last lap and told Chris Buescher, hey, it's time to get a little bit more aggressive. We cannot lose sight of the leaders. We got to get aggressive, and we got to get aggressive now. He's listening. Jamie?
Well, you guys have mentioned Chris Buescher, how great he has been since yesterday. Well, the team owner and his teammate Brad Keselowski was off a little bit yesterday. They had qualified 22nd, but what a comeback. Keselowski running 5th right now. He has not had a top 10 since the Daytona 500. He is in desperate times to get a good finish, and so far so good here.
Yeah, great shot in the arm for Team RFK. This run by both Buescher and Keselowski with 40 to go, both in the top 5.
Now, Mike and Tony with 40 to go, the window has opened to make it to the end on fuel. And we're seeing tire fall off, but not that great a tire fall off. Now, if you want to split this stage in half, you go about another 15 laps. But if you're willing to roll the dice, you come here in the next few laps, and in the perfect storm, you get a caution, and you'll leapfrog all these drivers that's in front of you because they'll have to come to pit road.
What strategy won you that race here in 16?
We short pitted about 3 laps before everybody else came.
Right.
And then the caution came out. That was our only shot. I mean, we were running, I think, 22nd when Mike Bugarevich made that decision, and we got out and then got the caution we needed, and that set us up.
So you made your own luck.
My crew chief made our own luck. I just had to carry it on the rest of the way.
Good call. Before that window opens, we'll take a quick pause here with Daniel Suarez leading Chris Buescher, Kevin Harvick, Michael McDowell, and Brad Keselowski.
We love our house. Been here for years.
Yeah, but there's an animal in the attic. At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
Toyota, let's go places.
Introducing the new 3-for-1 bundle, only from Xfinity. It's unlimited internet, streaming, and Xfinity Mobile, all for what you could pay wireless companies for just one 5G unlimited line. Boom shakalaka! Not only do you get fast speed, but you get unlimited data, Wi-Fi equipment, and a free Flex 4K streaming box included, all with a 2-year rate guarantee and no term contract. That's the all-new 3-for-1 bundle. It's a whole new way to save with Xfinity. Switch today.
From our sink mat that perfectly protects under your sink, to our ready-to-wash system that cleans and details, to laser-measured floor liners. And to secure your phone, don't forget the Cup Phone. WeatherTech has everything to make it a great Father's Day. Order today at WeatherTech.com. WeatherTech, made right in America.
If you thought one napkin for the quarter pounder with cheese was enough, it's not enough.
Here at Red Arena, we are trying to help people through equine therapy. Working with the veterans has been a very amazing experience. Our little motto that we always say is empowerment through horses. I love what I do. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
Daniel Suarez leading with 37 laps to go in Sonoma. Time for today's Credit One Bank ones to watch.
Hey, I'm going to take the obvious. I'm going to take the guy that has been in the top 5 the entire race. Chris Buescher, I think, is going to steal the show here today.
Hey, I'm not giving up on Kyle Larson. He dominated the first stage. Then he got mired back in traffic. He's working his way up. I think Kyle Larson, the 5 team, goes to victory lane for the second time this season.
Yeah, Jamie, Daniel Suarez has 194 career starts, still looking for that very first win. He comes to Sonoma knowing he really needs to win to make these playoffs. I think maybe if he can pull the right strategy as far as this next pit stop, they can seal the deal.
Michael McDowell led 34 laps last week at St. Louis. That's more laps than he had led in an entire season before in his career. He's carrying that momentum here today. He's a good road course racer, and he is proving it at Sonoma, currently running 4th and looking for his 2nd career win. I like McDowell.
I like the old man. Kevin Harvick won here in 2017, the year after Tony, who made me pick one of his cars, because I get to go last and pick last. Every week I got to pick last. Give me Harvick. So, those are the Credit One Bank ones to watch. All right, pit window is open. There's Denny Hamlin, and teammate Kyle Busch is also in. Vince?
Well, for Denny Hamlin, it's been a chore all day long, just super loose all day. How's the 18 rolling, Jamie?
Yeah, just the same, Vince. It's been a struggle. Said how terrible it was early on. They've been off sequence. They took one set of tires here, made a small adjustment, said it just won't turn.
Again, these are 2 drivers, 2 teams. No, they did not have cars that could win this race just going straight up. In their perfect world, to Tony's point a while ago, a caution comes out here in the next couple of laps. Everybody else is going to have to pit. They stay out.
Well, and another new wrinkle, Tony. Sunshine now on at least half the racetrack. First time we've seen that today.
Yeah, and as soon as this track surface heats up, we saw some tire wear at the end of stage 2. That could bring a whole new element to this game and this race that we haven't seen yet.
Pretty much the north end of the track is in pretty bright sunlight here. Martin Truex came in, made his pit stop. We still have
35 to go.
Still have the 6 drivers out front, all seeking their first win of the season. So I guess if it's win and you're in here in the super speedways, the road courses and the super speedways are kind of become the wild cards of NASCAR, where you don't have the usual suspects lined up at the front all the time.
And that's what's interesting, Mike. You think about these 11 races left in the regular season, 4 road courses, including today, and we know where the regular season finale at Daytona.
I'll be honest, I'm nervous right now because it's a matter of when does that crew chief pull the pin and call his driver in right now. We know fresh tires have speed. We know that's going to gain you the gap, but you know the more laps you put on them and you have at the end of the race, that's less tire you got left.
So Bubba Wallace out of the race early at lap 10, engine trouble, and Tyler Reddick has taken his car to the garage. Vince?
Yeah, mad dash trying to get this repaired, but here's the problem with the 8 for Tyler Reddick. The screws backed out of the rotor. You can see here where the screws had actually broken off in this particular hole here. So that's the issue. Try to get that rotor changed, but obviously a very long fix for the 8 and Tyler Reddick.
And it's been a while since we've heard that happening. It happened a lot in the early going of this next-gen car. We're starting to see more and more pit stops happen here. Here you see the 9 car on pit road.
Chase Elliott making his stop. Daniel Suarez out front has now led more laps in 2022 than in any previous season of his NASCAR Cup career.
Mike, you kind of pointed it out. I do find it interesting in all four of the Joe Gibbs Toyota drivers, when that window opened, all of them, they now have made what probably may be their final pit stop.
And they really have nothing to lose. I mean, that's a very calculated and smart decision. I mean, they don't have anything to lose. They don't have the pace. They don't have the speed. By short pitting, they're going to get the advantage of the new tires and the lap time initially until this lead group starts to pit.
Okay.
Up the hill to turn 2 for Austin Cindric, and Ross Chastain trying to have a look here and floats the nose across the corner.
Both of them standing on the gas leaving. And what would it be with the one car if we didn't touch somebody, at least in this transaction? Just a nudge just to say hi. But that's the great thing about these bodies. You can do that. It doesn't hurt the shape of it. It pops out, Larry, to where you don't lose any aero because of it. It doesn't take any performance away from the car.
Saw it from day one, Tony. You did the Busch Clash out there at the LA Coliseum, just how durable this car is, especially when it comes to that body.
Something you see there off of turn 11, you see him holding a lower line on the exit. This track has got a very worn out surface, so the natural line is to let the car go out wide on the exit. The stones in the asphalt lower off the corner have more grip. So as the tires get wear on them, you actually can help yourself by tightening the exit of the corner, which you don't think is going to help you speed-wise, but you do get better acceleration.
32 laps to go here in Sonoma. Each week, catch all the WWE action, starting with Raw on USA Network, Mondays at 8 Eastern. Then Friday night, SmackDown on Fox at 8 Eastern. Sports entertainment's biggest shows on USA Network and Fox. The Bella Twins were here for pre-race, and Grand Marshals gave the command to get things started here.
Bigger muscles than we have.
That's not saying a lot for me, Tony.
Well, that would be natural if we said they had more hair than you.
How about Daniel Suarez? 18 laps in the lead today. He's been working hard trying to get that first win, which I guess has to be just a little tougher when your teammate has won 2 this year.
But Daniel's done a great job today. The end of the second stage, we saw him getting a little bit loose. He's done a great job this stint of taking care of his tires so far. Hasn't hardly put a wheel wrong.
There's that curve at pit road at turn 12, and the second set of pits where stands Jamie Little.
And Ryan Blaney in the 12 said he just cannot pass out there. Wanted an adjustment to help the grip on this car. It's interesting with the sun out now, how the cars are changing. The handling is changing a little bit. They came to get those fresh tires for Blaney. He pitted from the 6th spot.
Now here is Alex Bowman trying to catch Ross Chastain. This is for 7th place. Alex with that bright color scheme. It's Pride Month, and Ally choosing to run an LGBTQ plus paint scheme in honor of Pride Month on Bowman's car. He's been knocking around the top 10 most of the day.
Got relatively smooth hands there as he goes through turn 10. Ooh, little chatter.
And an opportunity.
And as soon as he saw that door open, did you hear him grab a handful of throttle?
He's there.
Yeah.
All clear behind him, but he never ate it.
Ross Ross did a great job there. Ross knows that Alex is faster. That was a great deal by Ross Chastain there to not push that issue.
We're seeing more and more drivers hit pit road. Austin Cindric in that 2 car, he just hit pit road. If I'm up there, the 99 of Suarez, Buescher the 17, Harvick the 4, I want to be the first to come to pit road. I don't want to have to hold my breath if one of those others pit and get burnt by a caution.
Kevin Harvick almost got Chris Buescher for second place here. You know, we've not had, other than the stage breaks, we've not had a caution flag since Bubba Wallace back on lap 10. It has been a very clean road race here.
I have a feeling that will change a little bit here toward the end of this thing. The closer to the end of this gets, the dirtier it's going to get.
So here's second and third place on pit road. Vince?
Well, the interesting thing is they are pitted in the boxes adjacent to one another, so they can keep a close eye on what the other is doing. And right now, both of them, like their race cars, just need a little bit more stability and a little more drive off. Otherwise, pretty solid. This is just a race of the pit crews. Which one's going to get out first? It's the 17.
Oh, and a problem for Rodney Childers' crew. They have to jack it back up. That was
probably the final pit stop, which would be the money stop.
Or the lack of money stop in this scenario.
That's about a 9-second difference in leaving pit road. Here comes Buescher back up to speed, and Harvick just hit the yellow line now and begins to accelerate.
That hurts.
And that's the car owner talking, Tony Stewart. And Ross Chastain with an issue on his stop. Let's take a look here. Seen several issues, and whether it's the hub, the screws, the rotor, but we've seen several issues of right rears not being tightened up here. Vince?
Just foreign gas for Michael McDowell. Crew Chief Blake Harris told me earlier, if we give him a good enough car, he's talented enough to keep it in the front. He's doing that today.
Daniel Suarez led 21 laps. They never led a lap before this race. A good stop. The boys got it done. Just 4 tires for the 99.
That was a fast stop.
McDowell going out, Kyle Larson coming into his stall. Jamie.
And Kyle Larson in his box as well, just been grinding, trying to make his way back, but he's kind of been mired there in that 10th to 8th spot. Can't really go anywhere. They work on the left side of Kyle Larson's car. He's down now and away.
So Brad Keselowski, who last led in the Cup Series 3 laps at Las Vegas, the 3rd race of the season, Keselowski is in the lead.
Watch Brad Keselowski do this driving for Team Penske several years ago, back in 2017. He ran it absolutely as far as he could, and now we've lost a tire and a wheel.
Oh, no. Pole sitter Kyle Larson.
Caution's out here. Caution's out.
So there's the second caution flag for cause of the day. Right front of Kyle Larson. From our drone camera, above turn 1 and up to 2.
Wow. As soon as he fed the wheel to the right, exit stage right.
Now, Larry, this will result in one of NASCAR's costliest penalties to this team.
Yeah, it'll be a 4-week suspension for crew chief Cliff Daniels and the jack man and the tire changer. So, yeah, I mean, I think this is the 10th one of 2022.
So we've had some left rear issues, now a right front with Larson. What is the issue with getting this wheel seated properly on the hub and getting the signal lug nut tight?
Yeah, you've got the drive pins and you've got the drive pin holes, and you have to line those up. And if it doesn't seat completely, the lug nut will mainly tighten, but it won't be tight. But now I will say this. We also have had several issues where the jackman's key to go is when he sees the tire changers come back. We've had a couple, like Denny Hamlin in the 11 car, where the tire changer thought the lug nut went on. The lug nut had come out of the socket. It was not even installed, and Denny left and the tire fell off. So we've had a couple of things happen with this single lug.
So Larson makes his way back to pit road. The car pretty much running on the rub blocks there on the right front, and remains in the race and on the lead lap. Penalties will come post-race.
You know, I've said it, Cliff Daniels, I got so much respect for him. He tried to duplicate what he did a year ago and win that first stage, and it just was not in the cards, and it's kind of went downhill from there.
Over, take a look at it really quick. Make sure all the nuts are run up good. Make sure.
I believe Josh Bilicki will get the free pass on this overall. The fourth caution of the day for Kyle Larson, losing a right front wheel.
And stacking it all up. Can't wait for the sun to go down. Roll into town. Shine the old truck up.
Traffic is horrible. Great. Time for another one of these.
Bite into the new Primal Burrito or Biscuit with Prime Rib at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's. See Jurassic World Dominion, now in theaters.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we were created for officers. But as we've evolved with the military, we've grown to serve all who've honorably served, no matter their rank or when they were in. A Marine just out of boot camp, or a petty officer from 73, and even his kids and their kids. USAA is made for all who honorably served and their eligible family members. Are we still exclusive? Absolutely. And that's exactly why you should join.
eBay Motors. They have all the right parts at the right prices. Whether I'm on 2 wheels, 4 wheels, or no wheels. Let's ride.
Toyota, let's go places.
Everyone's excited. Wendy's summer strawberry salad is back.
I certainly am.
Crispy bacon, grilled chicken, and
fresh strawberries. I'm aware.
It's always good to meet another super fan.
Wendy's summer strawberry chicken salad is back.
Love seeing all the families at this race, and especially the kids wearing hearing protection. It's a little noisy here. That's all part of the fun. Pit road is open with 26 laps to go, and at least the first 5 cars had not yet been on pit road in this stage, Vince.
Joey Logano with the alternate strategy today scored the most points, but he's been off sequence, and what's that going to do for his chances to win? He likes his car. They're having a problem on the left rear. Finally got it snugged up, Jamie.
And the 6 of Brad Keselowski, we just talked about what a day he has been having, one that has been long overdue. 4-tire stop here just to help the grip is his biggest complaint.
Larry, I think more left rear issues this week than we've seen in any single race this season.
Yeah, and again, it could be a plethora of things. You know, we have not truly isolated it to one thing, but definitely the left rear seems to be the common denominator.
There are those drive pin holes in the wheel, 18 of them. 6 pins line up with a group of those holes. .25 laps to go. Daniel Suarez cycling back to the lead. Well, after we're done here in Sonoma, NASCAR takes a week off. Everybody goes on vacation as we hand off coverage to NBC Sports.
Thanks, Mike. It's been awesome watching you guys in the booth this season, bringing all the great action to us week after week. I'm excited to get back in the booth myself as NASCAR returns to NBC. Just 2 short weeks away, we'll be live from Nashville Super Speedway. Hoping everybody's going to tune in to NBC on Sunday, June 26th, 5 p.m. Eastern, as the race for the playoffs continues. Now, let's get back to the action here in Sonoma.
Thanks, Junior. We'll look forward to that. And today's big announcement is that the Busch Light Clash will return to the historic Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum February 5th on Fox. Tickets for this season opening event go on sale in early August. Visit NASCARclash.com or use that QR code on your screen to register for an exclusive pre-sale offer later this summer for the Busch Light Clash. 25 laps to go. Daniel Suarez out front. We're going to take you Fox side by side.
Expectations come with the territory. But raising expectations, that comes with determination, pushing ourselves further, and knowing that recognition isn't given, it's earned. Ram, J.D. Power's #1 brand and new vehicle quality. No wonder more people are switching to Ram than ever before.
Every dollar counts these days, so take advantage of this great offer during the Ram Make the Switch event.
It's still the Eat Fresh Refresh at Subway, and now they're refreshing their classics.
With a classic. Refresh. Because their classic sweet onion sauce is getting refreshed on the new sweet onion steak teriyaki.
You got a refresh too? Line?
You know Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Like how I customized this scarf.
Check out this backpack I made for Marco.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Knoxville Raceway, June 18th. One night only. NASCAR trucks racing live at the most prestigious dirt track in the world. Be there when the trucks hit the dirt. Bring your friends, bring your family. Plus, all kids 12 and under are free. That's right, free. NASCAR trucks, one night only. The Clean Harbors 150 presented by Premier Chevy. Live Saturday night, June 18th. Get your tickets now at KnoxvilleRaceway.com.
For the first time since WrestleMania, Roman Reigns steps into the ring to defend the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against the vengeful Riddle. Plus, Madcap takes on Happy Corbin in a last laugh match. It's an all-new edition of Friday Night SmackDown, live at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on Fox.
The sports world is buzzing about the USFL. What a catch! And tonight on FS1, the playoff-bound Philadelphia Stars look to stay red hot against the Pittsburgh Maulers. The USFL, tonight at 7:30 Eastern on FS1.
It'll be 23 laps to go when they come back. The first 4 drivers, all trying to win their first race of the year, and in one case, career. That's Suarez, your leader. Then Buescher, Blaney, and McDowell. Kyle Busch leads the Gibbs cars, which all short-pitted, and they are now in 5th, 9th, 11th, and 16th.
And getting advantage of those fresh tires in that short amount of time, that definitely paid dividends, especially for Kyle Busch.
You listened in on Daniel Suarez's team.
Let's stay on the game here. You working? Stay on the game. Yes, sir. We're here for you. You got this, man. They're trying to pop up that 17. You're better than he is.
Let's find out. Suarez on the outside, Buescher on the inside of the track. Only the leader gets lane choice on road courses. Here they come to the restart flag. It'll be 23 to go. McDowell going for second.
It's a great jump by Daniel Suarez.
He's got to love seeing that in his mirror.
Absolutely.
Busher prevails as they sorted out single file. Kyle Busch with a move to the inside on Harvick. Not going to get there as he battles Bowman, and they trade a little paint. 3 wide coming to turn 7.
Oh, Kyle Busch locks up the rear tires, spins.
Bowman with him. We stay green. Boy, this is a place you're going to get your feelings and your fenders hurt.
Yeah, it's feast or famine here, unfortunately. I mean, when you have a good day, it's a great day here, but when you have an off day, it is, you normally leave here pretty upset about it.
Well, it's sorted out now, but let's go back up to turn 7. Kyle Busch inside of Bowman. And it's going to be 3 wide coming to the corner with Briscoe. But Kyle Busch is around as Briscoe goes to the inside and Bowman ends up outside.
And I think it's a perfect example of what those new tires versus old tires, you know, Rowdy's going to sit there and get everything he can get out of it. He had more brake and more talent than what his tires had at that point. Everybody else is on fresher tires.
And Alex Bowman does a little agricultural racing to get back on course.
Yeah, he's all the way back to the 28th spot right now in that 48 car.
And Kyle Busch is back in 32nd, 29 laps off the lead after this.
And that was self-preservation. He drove it outside of the groove even further to make sure he didn't have contact with the 18. Alex has been doing a lot of dirt sprint car racing, so him going off course, he's one of the guys I'd put my money on if he's got to go off.
Daniel Suarez had a bit of wheel spin in turn 11, and that brought Buescher right back to it through turn 1, up the hill to 2.
Larry, I think with 21 to go here, I don't think you're going to see these guys holding anything back. I think they're going to use everything they got every lap.
Yeah, there's no holding back now whatsoever.
One thing Harvick's using is that bumper. He just got into Cindric at the top of the hill. This is for 5th place. 3A, now down the hill to 4.
Well, and Kevin's trying to recover from the issues they had on that last trip to pit road with that pit stop.
It's your Xfinity fastest last lap, Chris Buescher. Quicker than Harvick, Suarez in 3rd, then Briscoe and McDowell. Briscoe currently 7th, McDowell in 3rd. Vince, how about Chris Buescher?
Boy, what a great run it is for Buescher. And, you know, it's interesting. Even though this racetrack is nothing like Watkins Glen, Buescher told me this morning that they did a tire test at Watkins Glen a few weeks back, and he said, we learned something about road course racing and our package that we made a change for this week, and it really worked. It brought our car to life. So it's interesting with this new car, it's a constant learning process, even if you're at a racetrack that is nothing like the one you're actually racing at.
Right. I don't know, Tony. One more lockup in turn 11 for Suarez, and Buescher may have the lead here.
Yeah, I mean, if he continues to do that, eventually it is definitely going to take its toll on that right front.
Austin Cindric having a very strong day for the rookie in 5th place, Jamie.
It really is, Mike, and anytime Austin Cindric goes to a road course, you always count him in, but it was not easy starting yesterday in practice and qualifying, just disconnected, especially on the right-handers. He started this race 25th. They had just been working on it. Baby steps was their words, and now he's running top 5. Hasn't finished in the top 5 since he won the Daytona 500.
You know, Mike, Sonoma can be tough on rookies. A rookie has not finished better than 15th in the last 11 races here.
Wow.
it's a tough track. It's like we've talked about over and over. This is a track that is a rhythm track. You have to get in a rhythm, and you can run as many laps as you want on a sim, but nothing is going to beat getting actual track time here to get that rhythm.
Tell you what, Tony, if Daniel Suarez so much as slips a front tire or a rear tire, Chris Buescher is there ready to pounce that 17.
I don't know, Larry. Suarez is driving the race of his career. Other than that occasional lockup in 11, he's hardly put a wheel wrong.
And if I'm Chris Buescher, I'm trying to watch right now, and I'm trying to figure out where is Daniel strong and where is he weak. But your best corners and your best opportunity in braking zones are turn 4, turn 7, and turn 11. So to be good there, you have to be good at 3A, you have to be good at turn 8, and be good at turn 10 to get that run on that driver to get in the braking zone where you're close enough to do something.
He's close.
Run about lap 14, we started pulling away from the 17. He was a little better the short run.
That's Daniel's radio. Buescher within a car length as they come to 11. Last time we saw Buescher, he was on his roof. Took 8 minutes to get that car righted, get him out of there. He was uninjured in that crash, but then lost a week due to the COVID protocol. 5th place, Harvick on the outside at turn 1. If he can stay there, he's in a good spot for turn 2. He's there. Makes the pass.
These cars, I don't remember ever being at Sonoma and us seeing two wide racing through turns 1 up to turn 2 like we are in different sections of the track where it never worked. The guy on the inside always prevailed, but I've seen more side-by-side racing through corners and guys being able to hold on. And I think it's a testament to this new car. This new car has been perfect for the road course races.
And we have 6 of them this season. 18 laps to go. Daniel Suarez with a thin margin over Chris Buescher as one more time we take you, Fox, side by side.
Security. All right, the fuse box is right through this door. Which one is it? Securing the package now.
Seriously?
Guys, abort mission.
Get your helmets. You guys are gonna love this thing.
I told you we should have just called them.
Hitting the road? Not all 5G networks are created equal. T-Mobile covers more highway miles with 5G than Verizon. T-Mobile has more 5G bars in more places than anyone. Another reason T-Mobile is the leader in 5G.
Everyone's excited Wendy's summer strawberry salad is back.
I certainly am.
Crispy bacon, grilled chicken, and
fresh strawberries. I'm aware.
It's always good to meet another super fan.
Wendy's summer strawberry chicken salad is back.
Wednesday on FS1, it's time for 2 of the NL's best to collide. Christian Yelich leads the Brewers.
A monster shot!
Against the Mets and their 1-2 punch of Alonso and Lindor. Wednesday at 6 Eastern on FS1.
In NASCAR, the journey begins with one simple start. Turn, bump, win, and celebration. I am the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. I am NASCAR.
Over the last lap and a half, Daniel Suarez has increased his lead from a car length to about 6 car lengths, which on track is about 3/4 of a second. Michael McDowell, Ryan Blaney, Kevin Harvick, there are the lap leaders today, led by Suarez. Chase Elliott currently in 8th place, Kyle Larson in 18th. who lost a wheel. Joey Logano back in 26th, and Chris Buescher, of course, in second, just a few car lengths off the lead. William Byron pressuring Elliott there. There are your leaders. Heading for turn 11, which has been a little bit of a trouble spot for Suarez. Buescher gains on him every lap there. Now, right at the end of the top 10, A.J. Allmendinger, who earlier reported no power steering, but Vince, he is hanging in there.
Well, I'll tell you what, it has been a battle. They put some power steering fluid in there, but he said it didn't really help much. He has just dealt with it. And, you know, he is a guy that was under the weather all week long coming into the race. That makes it even more difficult. A.J. small in stature, small-framed guy, but he has muscled up and delivered here today.
Well, he shares that ride with Daniel Hemrick and Noah Gregson. The car runs the full schedule, got his first top 10 of the season at St. Louis last week.
And we're watching him in the car. I'm watching the tops of his shoulders. If his arms are starting to get tired, you're going to see him pick up his outside shoulder in whatever direction he's turning into. He looks like he's fairly comfortable. I mean, he is doing an outstanding job to not have power steering right now. Looks really comfortable. The other guy that looks pretty comfortable is leading this race, too.
You know what, Mike? You talked about not holding anything back. He has about 9 laps on those tires. Daniel Suarez turned his fastest lap of the race 2 laps ago.
He builds up a lead, Tony, of about 6 car lengths, coming all the way to turn 10, and then loses most all of it, entering 11.
But look at what he gains back on the exit. He pulls it all back out. So it's somewhat deceiving. I mean, you're going to have, with such a big, long braking zone where the speed goes from so high to so low, and then back the opposite direction when they leave the corner.
And you drop over 100 miles an hour between 10 and 11. And maybe it's just a case of Suarez not wanting to abuse his brakes or his tires getting in there, especially if he knows he can come off that corner and retain the lead.
And he's got enough of a gap now that it needs to be all out in front of him. If I'm his spotter, I'm telling him, you're not being pressured from behind. It's all in front of you, and let him run his lap. If for some reason his pace is slower than Buescher's is, then the spotter's got to call and say, hey, we're going to have to pick it up a little bit. But the best thing that Daniel Suarez can do right now is strictly focus on his car and his pace, running his lap the way he wants to run it right now.
A big gap, about 8 car lengths going into turn 10. Buescher closes 1, and then under braking, closes about 3 more.
And here's this forward by squeeze and pull away again.
So how maddening must that be if you're Chris Buescher right now? You can get that close.
Well, it's a false sense of security, unfortunately. You get there, you get in the corner, you're like, all right, I just made up a bunch of ground. And then as soon as he leaves the corner, you're like, I lost it all back.
Vince?
Well, Tony noted that Suarez is pulling away from Chris Buescher off the corners, and that's been the issue for Buescher all day long, saying when the tires start to wear, it's really tough to keep the forward drive in it. That's what they've been trying to work on all day long, but Buescher just needs a little better drive, he says, if he's going to catch Suarez.
And Tony, that drive like off of turn 11, that speed goes all the way up the front stretch, up the hill, all the way to turn 2.
But if he's struggling with it right now, it's not going to get better most likely. So if you're Daniel, you just got to run your pace. If you're Chris, you got to take care of it as much as you want to try to push to close that gap. Maybe in these next 10 or 12 laps, maybe Daniel's car starts giving up the forward drive. So you can't push too hard and make your problem worse. You got to sit there and run at the capability of what the tires will give you right now.
To go in Sonoma. I want to thank our entire Fox NASCAR production team, beginning with producer Barry Landis, director Artie Kempner, pit producer Pam Miller, with Darren Foster, Eric Mandia, Andy Jeffers up there in the booth, Racing Insights with all our stats, and everyone who helps us present this race to you on a weekly basis. It's our job, but it's a labor of love for all concerned. We appreciate all of their efforts.
And Tony, I know the weather has changed. We talked about the sun coming up, but if this stays green, the length of this run is going to be equal to that run that we did in stage 2, where we went caution-free.
If you remember, Daniel Suarez had blistering problems on the rear tires, so it's going to be important to sit there and you aren't going to manage right now, but you have the ability, if you push too hard, to make a problem that doesn't need to be there right now.
Well, let's get an update from the leaders pit. Here's Jamie.
Tell you, this is the most quiet I've ever heard the 99 radio, Mike. He has not said much at all. He is focused and driving the race of his career. And you just saw his stats. He's been in the Cup Series for 6 years. He won the Xfinity Series championship, moved up to Cup. He's bounced around to multiple teams, never finding a spot, never landing in victory lane. One thing he's done this year, he has found a home with Trackhouse Racing. And today, perhaps, he'll finally break that winless streak and go to victory lane for the first time.
And there is that grandstand full of Daniel's amigos that he told you about earlier in the telecast.
They do not miss a lap that he goes up that hill.
Well, and you're not going to meet a nicer guy. We had the honor of having Daniel drive our car at Stewart-Haas Racing, and just a great kid. Glad he got to another home that he's happy in right now, and nobody deserves it better than him or Chris Buescher at this point. Both of these guys equally deserve this win.
His enthusiasm is really infectious. He must love it up here in Sonoma, because there are more unrestored Volkswagen bugs here in Sonoma County than I think anywhere else in America. So just driving around looking for restoration candidates probably puts a smile on his face. Glendale, Arizona's Michael McDowell, veteran road racer, and had a lot of success at one point. Might have been on the road to Indy, but found a home in NASCAR and in the Cup Series, and a Daytona 500 winner. Driver with a lot of road course skill, and currently in 3rd place, 6 back. Well, make that, here's 5th place, teammates Cindric and Blaney.
I will say something about the 3-team Penske drivers. When it comes to racing other drivers, they do not discriminate. It does not matter if it's a teammate or not.
Well, let's show you that pass again from above.
And that's something that Austin Cindric has a great road course background and is really, really good under braking. We saw it at the LA Coliseum. We've seen it at every road course race. He knows how to get that car stopped and knows how to maximize the braking ability.
All right, Christopher Bell and Denny Hamlin, Larry, have come to pit road.
Yeah, and because they pitted basically on lap 74, lap 75, so that was like 25 or 26 laps to go. So this is a desperation pit stop right here.
Well, 3 of the 4 Joe Gibbs cars are in positions 29 through 32 right now. Truex as the leading Toyota in 13th place. And finally, I want to thank the 20 guest analysts that have been in the booth for NASCAR on Fox this year, joining Clint Moore and myself. Tony with the most appearances of all. Fitting that you should start the season for us and end it here at Sonoma. Of course, Clint was scheduled to be with us this weekend. He is tending to a personal matter. Larry McReynolds kind enough to step in, but it has just been so great to share all the different points of view and experience of all the folks that have been kind enough to come by and spend time with us.
Well, your entire staff is so easy to work with. You guys do a great job. Barry, Pam, Hardy, all of you guys in the booth, everybody running cameras, electrical, everything, do such a fantastic job, and it's been an honor to do this with you guys. We love this sport, and to be able to cover it with you guys and bring it to the fans is something I've absolutely had a blast doing that with you guys this year.
Well, thank you. We've certainly enjoyed having you and all of the guests that have joined us.
And Mike, I've enjoyed the opportunity to come back and do some booth work with you. You and I stood in this same booth 21 years ago to end our first year of NASCAR on Fox in 2001.
Time flies, Larry. It's still so much fun. And so many new storylines, like this group right here, these 4 drivers at the front of this field. If any one of them could score the checkered flag. It'll be their first win of the season and most likely punch their ticket into the Cup Series playoffs. Daniel Suarez leading more laps here than probably in his whole career. 39 so far. Jamie out front with 8 to go.
Yes, he is out front. You know what? He has a lucky charm today. An honorary friend of Team Trackhouse. Little Kinsley, 6 years old. She's battling ATRT. It's a brain and spinal cord cancer. She's having surgery this week, but in the meantime, she is here with her entire family. They got to meet this morning. They were on our pre-race show. Look at Kinsley's smile. So excited to be here rooting for Daniel Suarez and perhaps even going to victory lane here in just a matter of laps.
A great story. But to do that, Daniel Suarez is going to have to run 7 more time trial laps here to stay out in front of Chris Buescher.
Well, I think Chris has to run the time trial laps. Daniel has to just run 7 smooth laps like he's been running this entire stint. If he can do that, he's in a good spot right now.
And they mirrored each other's lap that time, but the 2 laps prior to that, Daniel was maybe about 2.5 tenths quicker than Chris Buescher.
And Michael McDowell and Kevin Harvick are 0.3 of a second faster than both of them, but still kind of far back here.
Yeah, and we're listening to, watching Daniel, and Jamie mentioned that they haven't been talking a lot on the radio to him. This is one of those scenarios where you just want to let the driver drive. I mean, there's nothing that he's doing that he needs any more information than what he's already doing at this point. So just letting him stay focused, letting him stay locked in. Don't say anything to him that distracts him in any way. He's doing his work right now.
Get some help, Frankie. Please. Everything you can get from help.
Travis Mack to Frank Kimmel, the second, the spotter. Right. Talking about that lap car ahead. You've got the job. We hired you because you know what to do. Go out there and do it.
That's right. That's right. I mean, and he's doing a great job right now. There's nothing that the crew chief, there's nothing that the spotter's going to do that is going to help him at this point. With lap traffic coming up, that spotter is wandering around trying to find those cars in front of him and trying to get help from their spotters to say, hey, we need a break right here. We're leading this thing. Can you give us a little room when we get there?
Rough day for Martin Truex. His position now matches his car number as Eric Almirola and Alex Bowman just went by. Truex, just like his teammates, coming back to pit road.
And the only way this play works for them is if we run far enough now, if we get a caution, it's maybe going to force a lot of the other cars on the lead lap to come to pit road to get 4 fresh tires.
Yeah, it's a great point. I mean, again, they had nothing to lose before. That's why they short pitted in the first place. And this does. I mean, we've run long enough in the race right now that with 5 to go, 6 or 5 to go, if you get a caution right now, you're probably going to force these guys to have to make a pit stop. But I don't know if the way pit road has been today, I don't know if I want to have to take that chance.
Tony, if I'm running up in the top 5 or 6, a lot like St. Louis, my pit stuff's already over at the hauler, already loaded up.
There are the amigos. Just outside turn number 1. Suarez looks and climbs the hill. They are there.
5 to go. You put 3 tenths on him there.
A sea of red. And that's good info. Chris Buescher now 2.3 back.
I think Chris threw all he could at it, but his car is just not there. It's just not as good as that 99 car this deep into the run.
I agree. You wonder if he could have got by him, what the circumstances would have been. Would the end result be the same? Would his car have fallen off at this point in the run, or would that clean air have mattered? But Daniel did such a good job, especially at the end of the second stage. I thought he was going to be in really big trouble, and in this stage, he's done such a good job of taking care of it. Every time we see him, he's not slipping a wheel. He's on entry, he's solid. On exit, he is not letting those tires get away from him.
So good things that have happened to Daniel Suarez this weekend. Kinsley Wilkerson, Jamie told that story. Kinsley riding on Daniel's car. Daniel's amigos here, they had a big party in pre-race, and they're on the hillside. His girlfriend, Julia Piquet, has been looking for a particular car for her daily driver. Been trying to help Daniel to find a Porsche 912, one that was made early within 3 specific model years. They found one this weekend. And Justin Marks' car owner got the Bernsey Award this weekend. I guess that only leaves one thing, and it's 3.5 laps away.
Seal the deal.
Not a long list of foreign-born drivers to win in the Cup Series. Mario Andretti won the Daytona 500, won Pablo Montoya. Earl Ross from Canada won at Martinsville. And Marcus Ambrose from Australia on the road course.
And that win by Juan Pablo Montoya right here at Sonoma, 2007, the only Rookie of the Year candidate to win a race here at Sonoma. You know, this Trackhouse team, of course, the team itself is only a couple of years old. There's car owner Justin Marks. And all these drivers in 2016 were racing against each other in the Xfinity Series.
Yeah, what Justin has done putting this program together is remarkable.
And I say all of them, including Justin, who raced some for Chip Ganassi and ended up buying Chip Ganassi's NASCAR operation. So far, so good.
For that lap, I think he's banking time to the 34. You'll have one more lap car, the 78.
That'll be Scott Heckert ahead, who is 1 lap and distance down to the leader. The last car on the lead lap, who thought we'd be saying Denny Hamlin's name in that context today.
Exactly.
Yep.
And he should not catch Denny Hamlin because Denny Hamlin has very fresh tires right now. So other than that, he's got a pretty clean racetrack in front of him.
Meanwhile, in 7th place, Chase Elliott trying to hold off Ross Chastain. Here he comes, and they're on their feet again in turn 1.
I don't know if that group can make it many more laps. They start jumping higher and higher every time he goes by.
2 to go. It's a home track for Justin Marks. Daniel's team owner, grew up here in the Bay Area.
And Mike, Tony will know this. I speak from experience of being able to win at this race. Yeah, you've got to make that final lap, all 11 turns, but the flag you want to see is that white flag because, you know, when you see it, the next flag ends the race.
That's right. With the gap he's got, it's lift early, be easy on the throttle, do everything you can to not make any kind of a mistake. He just has to keep doing what he's doing right now, and he can back his pace off, make smooth, consistent laps right now, and he's going to be in good shape.
Oh, no! Allmendinger. Oh, here he's coming back on. That's turn 3, I believe.
But that's why he wants to see that white flag,
Yes,
stuff
exactly.
just like that.
That's exactly why.
AJ down to turn 3.
Oh, he got off.
Yeah.
Got the right sides off in the dirt.
But he got restarted, and there's the white flag. Sponsored by Credit One Bank, waving over Daniel Suarez.
All right, white flag. About a 5-second lead. You had one come back on here at the top of 3A. Take your time through here. You got no pressure.
That's very good information.
I wonder if that steering just locked up on Allmendinger. Something had to happen there.
I think he just got the right sides off in the dirt here.
Okay.
But the good thing is Daniels through that section doesn't have to worry about that anymore. Just has to make another solid half lap here and get this win under his belt.
He's got almost a 5-second lead over Chris Buescher, and that's 17 right now.
So team owner Justin Marks, as we mentioned, Bay Area native. His dad, Michael Marks, up there on the pit box with him, awaiting what would be the crowning of NASCAR's newest Cup race winner. Turn 10 for the final time, headed for the hairpin and home. Well, the Fox season opened with Pitbull doing a concert at the racetrack in the Coliseum. He's a partner in Team Trackhouse. And through turn 12, Daniel Suarez is a NASCAR Cup winner. You gotta love it when nice guys finish first.
Absolutely. You aren't going to find a better guy that's always smiling no matter what's going on. He's always smiling. He's always looking at the positive, and definitely that effort paid off today.
Fine, go pick her up, give her a victory lap, man.
The 30-year-old from Monterrey, Mexico, gets his first Cup Series win in his 195th start and becomes the 5th driver not born in the United States to win in the Cup Series. He is the 4th driver to get his first career win this season. And Ross Chastain cheering him on. A victory bump from Chase Elliott.
I don't think there's a driver in this series that does not like Daniel Suarez.
Exactly. This is a feel-good story for this whole series.
To me, it's a big win in motorsports, but it's a huge sports story at the end of the day.
Chris Buescher is second by 4.9 seconds. Michael McDowell third. Kevin Harvick fourth. Rookie Austin Cindric fifth. Ryan Blaney sixth. Chastain seventh. Chase Elliott eighth. William Byron, Brad Keselowski round out the top 10.
It's fun watching him. Everybody in the field is slowing down to congratulate him on the end lap right now. That's what he's looking to the right. All of his fellow competitors congratulating him.
Everybody with a slow down and a wave. There's Kurt Busch. What a weekend for Team Trackhouse. What a season. Vince.
Justin Marks, team owner. Wow. Yeah. Can you put this into words, this win?
This one's difficult to put into words. Daniel Suarez, Travis Matt helped to build Trackhouse. And they've been working so hard together. They've been so focused, so dedicated to try to get in the victory lane. The one car winning 2 races this year was tough on them, but they never gave up. They knew that they deserved to be in victory lane. I'm so proud of them and happy for them.
Congratulations.
The whole crew is up on the wall in front of Daniel. And that 99, he's going to burn it down.
We're just told that the item in front of the splitter of the car was a taco. That's awesome.
Looks like Justin Marks going to climb right in the car.
Well, he owns it. He should.
Well, Daniel's longtime girlfriend, Julia Piquet, her brother drove in NASCAR. Her dad drove in Formula One. I mean, great racing family. The young man from Monterrey, Mexico, started his racing there, came to the United States with dreams of NASCAR, and now that dream is realized.
This will be a victory lane celebration we will not forget for quite some time.
It will probably last for quite some time.
Rightfully so.
Kansas. He was on his way to dinner with us, and there.
Oh, it's a piñata.
It's a piñata. That's what it is.
Yeah.
We talked at dinner about what did he want to do? What kind of celebration did he want to have when he first won? And he says, you know, how about a piñata? There it was.
That's what it was.
I like that better than the watermelon. At least we can pick it up and eat the stuff that came out of the piñata.
That's right. There it is. Jamie Little.
This has already been quite the celebration. And Daniel Suarez, since you won your Xfinity Series championship, it has been a long road here in the Cup Series, different teams, a lot of heartbreak. How do you put into words the race you had today in this moment standing right here?
It's crazy, Jamie. I have so many thoughts in my head right now. I mean, it's been a rough, though. It's been a rough journey in the Cup Series, and these guys believe in me. Trackhouse Racing, Justin Marks, Ty Norris, everyone that helped me to get to this point. You know, a lot of people in Mexico, Jim Morales, Carlos Slim, my family. You know, they never give up on me. A lot of people did, but they didn't. So, just very happy that we're able to make it work.
I mentioned different teams, Trackhouse. It just seemed like magic from the moment you guys started together. What has been different about this team for you?
The energy. They believe in me since day one. You know, they believe in me, and they put all the people, resources, everything to make it happen. So, look at all. We have Daniel's amigos over there.
I want to see.
Fuck yeah!
Daniel, talk to those amigos over there and all the amigos watching at home on their couch. Tell them in Spanish what you're feeling right now.
I'm sorry for what I just said, but gracias, muchas gracias por todo su apoyo. Siempre creyeron en mí desde el inicio y esta es la primera de muchas. This is the first one of many.
Daniel Suarez wins his first career race at Sonoma.
Daniel Suarez, Travis Mack, and his whole crew have a celebration.